right.
Like driving me bananas, and one of them, like, he came up behind me and like put his arm around me, and I looked at Elise and I went, "Don't touch!" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing. It's fine." And when did we just did to each other?
You're a problem. Can you come over this way more?
Were you about to say you're a problem? I need to get lotion from my hands, and then yes.
Just like.
Well, do you want me to here?
That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be lovely. I gotta figure out a better situation for this.
Do you want me to sit in this seat?
No, you're fine. Wait. I just went live, and now you're leaving.
I just have to get lotion from my hand. It's itchy.
Puts the lotion on its skin. Well, we'll be starting in a second now. Blame Mom Brain. For those of you who are here with us live, I don't think there's going to be too many because of the random scheduling. But if you are here, thanks for joining. We'll be starting very soon. Oh, man. I'm tired. Community Day this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I meant to remind you earlier and I forgot, but it's another double.
Okay.
So Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
whichever
thanks
you
for
please.
the reminder. I need to get back out there.
You got it. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast. Webisode 877. The More Pekko podcast. Now, this is one I actually know. Well, I know of.
Would you mind doing it since I just put lotion in the
Yeah.
Can't touch it. Oh, that's very nice of you.
Hello, Pekko.
Got a Go Nintendo icon on his phone.
Of course.
He's a good guy.
That's right.
He's your hype man.
Good guy.
Stu Michaels is your hype man. He's your bro.
Let me
Do
tell
it
you,
up,
I'm
baby.
getting tired of talking to advertising people of like, trying to set up new ads for the site. So you could be my hype man and you could just talk to talking to one this morning.
Outfit,
And I
he
was
could
like,
go out there. Everybody would be like, "Of course, Mr. Michaels. Of course."
They'd
I'll
love
get into
talking
it
to
in a
him.
minute. You do the Pokemon and I'll get into it.
Pokemon 877 More Pekko. As More Pekko eats the seeds stored up in his pocket-like pouches, this Pokemon is not just satisfying its constant hunger, it's also generating electricity. Its height is 1 foot. Its weight is 6.6 pounds. It's male and female. Its category is two-sided. Its abilities are Hunger Switch. The Pokemon switches its form, alternating between its full belly mode and hangry mode after the end of every turn. I can relate to More Pekko.
We've all been there.
Well, we got that cookie, so you don't got to worry. Thank you. A little behind the scenes stuff for you guys. I'm always looking for an ad company to work with that isn't horrible. We've just been running Google ads for a while. And I'll talk to companies and they all seem great. And then, you look at the actual agreement and you get into the nitty gritty details. And you're like, nope, this is horrendous. So I've talked to probably 5 different companies in the span of a year. I'm talking to one right now. They seem great so far. The person I'm talking to seems really nice and has been very helpful, and they're going to send over an agreement for me to look over. So we'll see, but I'm just like so tired of the whole rigmarole, like all the, everything's great. Oh no, you don't got to do this. You don't got to do that. Then you get the agreement and you're like, oh no, what do they want me to stay with them for a year and I can't get out, and they want me to run this kind of ad and that kind of ad and all that garbage. So we'll see. But yes, a hype man to do all that stuff would be great.
In porno ads and like gambling ads and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't think they call them hype men when you're marketing sites to outlets.
Madmen.
Madmen, yes, that's right. Well, I'm certainly not. Let's say I don't have the qualifications that John Hamm does in a certain department, if you get what I'm saying. But
you're just as handsome.
That's not what I'm talking about, but thank you. All right. Mom Brain's here.
They should call him John Hogg.
John Hogg, baby.
That's you, RM Hogg.
John Ham Hogg.
Gross.
Mom Brain's here.
I am.
Dew is here.
Ooh.
I am here. Kirby's not here. He's off living. I can say city life. That's fine.
He ain't no country mouse no more.
That's right. Nikki Hill is not here. Is he working or was he just not available?
He's working
hard or hardly working.
He knows
Am I
that
right?
the podcast has been changed. He, wanted to drive He wanted to bring a change of clothes and drive here, and I didn't think it was going to happen, so I didn't mention anything to you.
I texted him yesterday to tell him that I forgot to tell him earlier in the week that the podcast was today. He just said he couldn't make it, and I couldn't remember if he said because of work or whatever, but So is he? So he's not coming. This isn't like a surprise. He's going to show up.
I don't think he.
Okay.
If he does show up, it'll be a surprise.
He's quiet right now. I could see him busting in and having
be a
something
nice
to say as
surprise.
he's watching on his phone.
It'd be a nice surprise.
Also, Josh Grobot is here. Josh, my friend, old college roommate. How you doing?
I am the world's best singer. I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Oh, thanks, Josh. We know you're probably busy singing schedule. Maybe got a tour coming up or something, but we appreciate it.
That's none of your business.
All right. Nothing like a musical tour that's nobody's business. Not allowed to know where you're going to be or when. We always know. We always know that George is here, though. George, thanks for joining us.
Buongiorno, my pleasure. Almost didn't make it when you changed the line of the podcast.
Sorry, George. Yeah, I got to do better about telling you guys.
Luckily, I never leave this room. So,
Aw,
every once in a while, I come in here and his eyes are closed. He's sleeping, but he's always here. So, 69 dudes. Hi, Roth. Thanks for the gift. Hi, Ice Dilbert and Malik Halo and Retsuza and Backseat Studios and Drake and Grantmus and whoever else pops in. Thanks for joining. Like I said, random show today because
It's really 6 out of 9 today.
Why?
The date,
Oh,
6-9.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right, June 9th.
Dudes,
We're doing a show today because the person Quince who covers Saturdays is not around tomorrow, which is 1,000,000% fine. But as the stars often align for me in a bad way, tomorrow there are presentations for not E3. So that means I have to cover them, which is also fine, but I can't cover those and do the podcast at the same time. And I don't know how long the presentations are going to go. So here we are doing the podcast today. Backseat Studio says, George got here just in the nick of lime. That's right. You did.
Also, I'll be attending a very important drum recital tomorrow.
What time is that?
1:30.
I will be in the thick of it at that time.
it's funny that it's also you just said it, Community Day as well. So you've got to
It's
walk
everything.
a little extra too.
It's everything
squeeze in
all
some more
together.
time.
Yep, I thought of it. Listen, when it rains, it pours, as they say. Big shout out to, this isn't something he did for me. This is something he does every year for everyone. Big shout out to Cheesemeister3K on Twitter, who goes through the job of putting together a lovely breakdown of every not E3 presentation and its time according to your time zone. So
It's
he really
live.
goes all out.
Wow.
So here's what we've had so far. The MetaQuest presentation, that's VR. Guerrilla Collective, Summer Game Fest, Day of the Devs, Devolver Digital, Accessibility Showcase, and the Tribeca Showcase, which was earlier today. Tomorrow is a threefer. Future of Play Direct at 11 a.m. New Jersey time, 11, followed by the Wholesome Games Direct, or not Direct, Wholesome Games presentation, whatever they want to call it, at noon, followed by the Future Game Show, which is at 1 p.m. And the Future Game Show, as far as I remember, is always the longest. So who knows how long it will go. And all three of these, I don't know for sure, but all three of these should have a considerable amount of Switch content, especially the Wholesome Games one, because judging by previous Wholesome Game presentations, they are very Switch heavy. So whether it's brand new games or new trailers for games we already know exist, we'll find out together, but I will be covering it all, unfortunately. So very much not looking forward to it. And then the fun continues on Sunday with, there's also the OTK Games Expo tomorrow, but I don't think any news is coming from that. But Sunday, we have the Microsoft and Bethesda presentation at 1 p.m., then the PC gaming show, then the Square Enix Final Fantasy 16 launch stream. So I don't have to do anything for the last two, but the Microsoft one I certainly do, because there's going to be games that are shown there that will also be coming to Switch. So it's not a fun weekend, let's put it that way. Not a fun weekend as far as you're covering, but if you're just looking to find out game information, then I guess it's a pretty fun weekend. So again, thank you to Cheesemeister3K for putting together that schedule, because it helps make my life a little bit easier because I can just look at one chart and be like, oh, this is why the weekend's going to suck. But at least I know when it's going to suck.
Yeah.
So
If Cheese Meister's that good at putting together that list, imagine how good they are at cheese.
I mean,
Because it's
if
not
they're-
even in their name,
right?
and
If
it's something they're great at. So
if they're the Cheese Meister and they're this good at game charts, then yeah, they got to be amazing. Their cheese has to be incredible.
I'd love to try that.
Give me that cheese. So that's what's going on.
Just so you know, the cheese touch is alive and well in schools, like
Oh.
big time. In fact, I got the cheese touch on our class trip.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh man, these woke schools.
And then the kid felt real bad about giving it to me and was like, give me the cheese touch. And so I gave it to him, and then he touched my teaching assistant and was like, now she's got it.
All right.
And I was like,
She's in a
you mean
hospital
we're
right
good,
now.
kid. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, No Blades, No Bows, and hi, Joshua 220. Good to see both of you. Piper has wandered into the room. Hi, Piper. Good to see you. Walking around.
She came to say hello.
All right. So we got some
Say
things
hello
to
to
talk about.
Vacation Man, her favorite guy.
We got some things to talk about before we get into the regular news. And first, Mom Brain is a comment or
Hi.
a discussion
Okay.
about me and you.
Uh-oh.
It's not bad. Are you
Wait,
ready?
you know what was funny? Did you notice
You wait.
last week there was something you and I like disagreed on or something, and somebody in the Discord was like, I hope this escalates into an argument. It's like this is such a great like
Let's get juicy.
Trouble
Trouble in paradise.
Well, it's funny you say that because part of that is in here. Part of the discussion is going to revolve around, or not about us having a fight, but anyway.
Is this fan fiction or?
No, that's out there.
About us?
Sure.
No.
All right. Well,
Well, he's the one
one
who wrote
side.
it, so he knows.
Thank you. That's why I'm up late at night writing fan fiction. So last week we talked about a whole bunch of things, including Yuji Naka potentially going to jail for insider trading and emulation and all that stuff. And I also got the approval from Joshua 220 and Grantimus to talk about this on a podcast because this is not a call out. And I know they wrote comments publicly, but I still wanted to get their approval. They both said go for it. Joshua 220 says, I'm about 2 hours into listening to last week's podcast, listening to RMC deliver a lengthy speech about how he thinks emulation is stealing and morally wrong. And then Mom Brain saying, quote, I think stealing from corporations is fine, end quote. Just 10 minutes later was certainly interesting. Yes, that is very funny. I agree. I don't want to speak for Mom Brain, but I can speak for both of us.
But I'm going to because the patriarchy is alive and well
I'm
here in
going
America.
to speak for both of us on a different side of this topic. Mom Brain and I, more often than not, agree on everything. But when there are things we don't agree on, that's okay. Because I think we agree on the important things.
Yeah, the essence of
The only thing that I can think of recently that I disagreed with you on and was proven correct. Well, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. It was a wrestling related thing where she saw someone being presented on wrestling and thought they were doing it for a specific reason. I said, that's not the reason.
Yeah.
And then it played out exactly how I said.
So-
And she apologized. So
so
there you go. I don't want to get into
there was harmony in the
specifics.
home.
Yes.
No, I don't either. I would just like to clarify my statement on the stealing from corporations.
That was a joke, man.
No, I totally look the very, very disgustingly wealthy people and corporations. I see no need for that disgusting amount of wealth, considering some of the pain and suffering that many people encounter, and being unable to afford basic healthcare, medications, this, that, and the other thing. I am not okay with stealing art from an artist, right? Like that would not, like, it's one thing to take a man down, like,
Well,
but-
but they're one and the same though. With like Nintendo, if you're talking about video games, there's art and there's the business.
yes, and so, but I wanted, because there was like a discussion about emulation and whatnot,
Yes.
and that wasn't, if I recall correctly, that is not what I was referring to. I was referring to insider trading.
Yes, but they're talking about how 10 minutes later that conversation happened.
Yeah. I don't want to see artists stolen from, no matter how wealthy they've become, as long as it really is their art that they're selling, and that could be music and that could be whatever. I just have it breaks my heart to see such disparity in people's life experience over something we made up. Like, we made money up. Like, it's a fake thing that we made up. Like, and that it makes all the difference for everyone. And that is messed up. And it's, the system and how it works. And there's nothing I can do about it besides chip away at my own little slice of the universe little by little and try and do good. But, F the man, power in the union. Amen.
Oh, I meant to. I got something to tell you about that. Also, as I said, Granimus was talking about it. And by the way, this conversation between these two was wonderful. Like, there was nobody's angry, nobody's upset, anything like that.
I wouldn't want people to confuse me saying like steal from artists. I just want to make sure that's very clear.
Granimus was saying, I agree. There seems to be some inconsistencies in the opinions given. In my opinion, of course, insider traders should be jailed. Gaining an unfair advantage in the stock market is literally stealing money from others. And then about piracy, I'll just say that Game of Thrones was both the most watched HBO show and the most pirated. And Tears of the Kingdom was pirated heavily in a week or so before launch and on track to be the best-selling Zelda game ever. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly an interesting thing to discuss there about piracy as far as it comes to games. But or anything, but TV shows and all that too, because companies are like, we lost so much on Game of Thrones, or we lost so much on Tears of the Kingdom, yet they're also the best selling or the most watched and all that. And obviously there's more money to be made because they did lose out on sales. But then again, you're like, were those people ever going to buy that game to begin with? Or were those people actually going to watch that show legitimately to begin with? Maybe it was piracy or not at all for them. We don't know. And piracy in some ways and some instances has been shown to woo in more people over time because they're like, you know what, I like this enough to support it. So there's no like cut and dry piracy is good, piracy is bad. And my position from last week, what I was saying is, I think at the very base level, as close as we're going to get to something that we can all agree on, is that if you are downloading a game and you haven't paid for it, be it a new game or an old game, or you're downloading a TV show and you don't have a subscription to the service, or you didn't buy the DVD, that is not the intended way that the publisher or the creators expected you to get that product. And we're saying that is illegal. I'm not talking about being moral or anything like that. I'm just saying, cut and dry, black and white, it is illegal to, like, Tears of the people that downloaded Tears of the Kingdom not through the eShop, they got a pirated copy. That is illegal. I'm not here to be like, you're a bad person, I think you should go to jail, I think you should pay a fine. I'm just saying, I think we can all agree that it is illegal. And then, there's so much nuance that goes into everything else. So I'm not getting into that. I'm not here to morally grandstand or tell you what to do with your time or your money or any of that. I'm just saying, from a very base level, that's where we are. And then, obviously things are done from there on with the publisher and the developer and the people who did it and all that. So that's that. But thank you for the conversation, you guys. Also, Joshua said Mom Brain and RMC are allowed to hold different opinions. They didn't really push back on each other's assertions, and the rest of the crew seemed to agree with both of them, even though their ideas were at odds. Yeah, I think the big thing there was, I was more talking about piracy, and Mom Brain was more talking about insider trading as far as our different viewpoints on those things. So we were just respecting each other's conversations. Obviously, we probably feel a little bit differently about the insider trading versus the piracy, I would say. But yeah, we're not, we're not looking to fight about it. It's not an end-all be-all conversation. And there's certainly room for more discussion from both sides. So we can do that in another forum, or maybe here if the topic comes up again. But, we don't want to wander too deep into that. But yeah, that's the thing about Mom Brain and I. We respect each other, and we don't yell at each other for differing opinions. And also, like I said, I think we agree on the very important things, or whatever we deem to be very important, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be together.
Like the fundamental stuff that
we both hate kids.
Yeah, But I have to also say that we essentially grew up together, so it's much easier, I think, for us to align
Hi, Nintendo.
value-wise, because we have been in a relationship since we were like 17, 16. So like, I don't know. I think that makes it
You guys are good at maybe because of that.
Yeah.
You're really good at communicating, which obviously is important. But like, you'll do it right then in the moment. It's not something. I mean, and maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it seems like if there's ever anything either one of you needs to say, you do it right then and there. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you stew over it and you think about it,
No.
and then it like boils over into something. It's just something, and then you guys say it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, wow, thanks for the communication, and then you guys move on and
I
grow from that.
Can't
so.
really think of any time we've had a massive fight. I can think of one time decades ago. I don't even remember what happened, but we went to bed upset, or one of us went to bed upset. And the next morning we talked and we were like, we're never doing that again. Like, don't, this is stupid, because you wake up and you're like, what did we do last night? It wasn't like a fight or anything, but there was some sort of discussion that happened where it didn't end with us like
I was so
coming to
pissed
some
off,
sort
I
of
fell
agreement
asleep.
or whatever. But I was like, that sucks. So
Yeah.
yeah, if we just talk about whatever. Hi, Freddie Fro. Hi, Kufu. Good to see you. Kufu says, where does Josh fall on this topic? Josh, any thoughts on this? You've known us for just as
I'm a
long.
hardcore gamer.
Hardcore game. That can mean so many things nowadays, Josh.
Call of Duty, bro.
Freddie Fro says, sorry guys, I really hate to say this, but both of you will never be on New Jersey Real Housewives. Too much communication and respect. It's true. My sister's a big fan of all those housewife shows, and I'm sure she would love to be on one, but she unfortunately will not be either, because she is in a healthy relationship, so she just gets to watch from outside the window.
I will also say that we have all been friends for decades.
Literally.
And I do think that we all share fairly like core values about how
Yes.
things should be and what's right and what's wrong.
Our big group of friends is, I would say, very close on what we would all deem to be the important subjects.
Yeah, and there are some outliers, and I think that we handle it fairly respectfully.
Shame.
But I do,
Shame.
but I think that communication piece kind of goes the same for all of us, like in our our crowd.
Yeah.
Like there's like the tight crew, and then there's people who are like off and around. But I think that we're pretty. But I think it's having the advantage of having like literally grown up together, which I guess maybe has formed bad habits too, because we all just are so used to each other and have been.
We have a lot of shorthand that
Yeah.
other people won't pick up on. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably hard for like relationship, like new relationships. Bringing that person into like the group is probably
Yeah.
difficult.
But I've learned a lot from you both about tolerance and changing and
Shut up.
that kind of stuff. I mean, I know you're joking, but that's why the pill goes down easier, because we get to joke while we teach
Mhm.
each other. But no, it sounds corny, but I am certainly, maybe the most abrasive person on this podcast still to this day. But like over the years, I've learned to think more about others, mainly because of the two of you, and I thank you for it.
Well, we said the same to you. When we say it, we mean it 100. Well, first off, thank you, but we mean it when we say it. Like, out of our group of friends, like you, the amount of things you've like thought about and processed and like came to
Reflected
approach
upon.
a different way and everything. Yeah, it's huge. It's not something I think a lot of people do, and I think it's awesome. And I know it's not easy, because
But that's
we're doing it too all the time. Like, there's plenty of stuff that's not easy for me. Without getting into specifics, certain comments on the internet I will see and I'll be like, and I'll want to say something, or I'll want to do something, or it'll make me angry, and then I'm like, no, I can do better things with my time. I can use my energy in a better way, and blah blah blah. So it's all a work in progress. As long as we're trying, that's all that matters.
yeah. And I think that when you approach things the way that you approach them, it's so crystal clear that you are coming at things from a desire to like be good and do good and like come from a place of love, that it makes it, there are people who like say the right things because they want to sound good, or because they want to like
Yeah.
be applauded, and that's like easy to see and tell when someone's just doing it for the wrong reasons, or they speak one way in front of us because they know that we like can't handle intolerance. Like, I don't want to say we don't tolerate it, but like that's really hard for us and we would question it. Rami much more nicely than me. But it's clear that that's not where it's coming from. Like, out of your, I
like you said, do good, which is what Mr. Feeney said at the end of Boy Meets World, and I'll always go back to that moment. Topanga said, Mr. Feeney says, do good. And Topanga says, don't you mean do well, Mr. Feeney? And he goes, no, Topanga, do good.
Yeah, man.
They cry, I cry.
And then she failed her English test.
This was the finale. She was done. They were leaving.
She didn't even graduate. He did that so
She's
she'd
still
stay.
there. It's
He
Boy Meets
groomed her.
World, not girl. The girl has not met the world yet. She's
That's right.
stuck.
I'm
That's
sure they
right.
tried that and it failed, right? There's must be a Girl Meets World that didn't work out.
They did Girl Meets World. I watched all of it. It was 3 seasons.
It was recent.
wow.
It was recent because
Oh,
it was
really?
It was
like
on
a kid.
Disney. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was about Corey and Topanga's kid.
Oh, okay. of
Who
course,
is
of
more
course.
Corey than Topanga. It was on for 3 seasons, and you could feel it pushing up against the limits of what Disney wanted on their channel, like the Disney Channel. Because, like, the original Boy Meets World, it certainly dances in some topics and
It taught
areas
you
that
some
are
things about growing up.
that are a little more than what you'd expect on
And
the
if
Disney Channel.
You
so
don't
you
like
could,
Ryder Strong.
you could go sit on
You
a
go
rock.
sit on
You
a
could
rock.
feel the writers like coming up against that line and pushing past it in a few ways, but Disney's going to push back. So they reached their. I didn't think it was a bad show. I still think the original show's better, but it was an interesting show, and they tried some interesting things with it. I would love to see a Boy Meets World like now, later on, like where it's just because they're
What they're dealing. Well, because they're our age, so it would be
Yeah.
really interesting.
Not that Girl Meets World was so long ago. It wasn't a huge amount of time ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think
Wait,
what I'm
you're-
trying to say here is we can always return to the story and learn more. And Mr. Feeney is still alive.
Wait,
so-
are you saying you want there to be like a Man Meets World and
Yeah,
Corey's like the main
yeah.
character and
Yes,
it's just like
yes.
kind
Because
of
what are they doing? What was it? iCarly's on now, and iCarly is taking place now, and like everybody's grown up, and it's a more adult-ish show. I think it's iCarly.
We just need to
And
know
that's in
how
its
they
third
handle life,
season,
Corey
so-
and Topanga, and
I mean, people would watch it. They watch Girl Meets World. They love Boy Meets
people
World.
watch pretty
Yeah.
much anything. So
I mean, people watch Cobra Kai. and
Oh, I hear that's excellent.
it is.
So anyway, there you go. That's that.
try your darndest to make Mr. Rogers proud.
Hi, Tar CS4. Good to see you.
Do Backseat Studios wants to know what Mr. Belding would have to say on the topic.
Hey, what is going on
That's
here?
That's
He
what
was
he'd
a
say.
big fan of Velvet.
He is,
It's Richard Rodney.
and I'm a big Dennis Haskins fan because he is a wrestling fan. So how can I not like him? He's been in the background of many a Raw, sitting in the seats behind the announcers. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to some game-related
Moving on.
discussions, not news yet.
Don't be a sweaty, be a go-getter.
Thank you, Josh. Always important to remind us that. I am not going to name the outlet, but I am going to talk about this article because, boy, is it something else.
This ought to be good.
This is the title. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's Mayashin Shrine is a tribute to another popular game. What do you think that title means? Oh, very good.
Maya Shin.
No, not that. Just the title of this
Okay,
article.
so just hearing that, I would think, okay, maybe the name of the shrine is like named after somebody they revere or something, like
Sure.
like a Iwata shrine or something.
Or
Sure.
maybe like a famous destination, like a
Oh,
famous tourist spot shrine.
Did
that,
it say
like-
game? It's a nod.
Zelda
To,
Tears of the Kingdom's Mayashin Shrine is a tribute to another popular game.
okay, so it's
Oh, another popular game.
so I would just think like I wonder what game that it's a tribute of.
Sure.
That's what I would think, and then I would click to read about it.
So you got to scroll down a whole bunch of paragraphs, but you get to the meat of the topic. Here it is. I promise this will make sense. Just let me get through it. It's one paragraph. The Mayashin Shrine is among Tears of the Kingdom's most satisfying puzzles. To solve it, To solve it, players must construct a flipper by using sticks on the ground or a dropped weapon, then timing their activation of its zonai energy so that it hits a rolling ball off of a ramp and strikes the target on the wall. Successfully completing this challenge takes a bit of practice, but once players hit the target, a door to the shrine's exit will appear. While players can tackle this shrine in a variety of ways, many players have found success in activating their flipper when the ball reaches the second to last white tile as it rolls towards the player. Transforming... no, hold on.
This is more of a walkthrough than anything else.
Wait a minute. Did I read you that? Oh, I did. Here you go. Players must use materials on hand to make a flipper akin to those used in the popular game of skill, pinball.
I heard flippers and I was like, oh, pinball, but that's the only thing that.
That's what they're talking about.
Okay, so it's not like the developers were like, we love pinball so much, let's make a pinball level. They just made a level, and these guys wrote an article, and that was
Well, to say Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's Mayan Shrine is a tribute to another popular game, I'd be like, what game? Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, whatever. And they're like,
okay,
the game.
video game. Yeah,
The
you're not gonna be
popular
thinking-
game is pinball.
Yeah, you're not going to be thinking.
And then later on in the article, they're like, players have found success in activating their flipper when the ball reaches the second to last white tile as it rolls towards the player. Using the previously constructed mechanism, players must create a bat to smack the rolling ball as hard as possible toward the new target, transforming the pinball-like challenge into one reminiscent of baseball. What is going on here,
The
man?
Japanese like baseball too.
So they just put together a title, again, that's supposed to be enticing to get you to be like, what are they talking about? And then you read the article and they're like, oh, the games of pinball and baseball.
That's such crap.
And there's obviously you heard 2 paragraphs outside of 8 of them. So there you go.
Here's a good one. What age-old elementary school product is given reference in Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, it says here Elmer's glue, because you glue
That's
stuff
right.
together. So, I didn't know that.
Reminiscent of Elmer's neon glow-in-the-dark green glue, which they had. I don't know. Do they still do that?
It says here they reached out to Miyamoto for comment, and he flipped them the bird.
He did that thing that he did on
Flip the tea table. That's what it is.
Jimmy Fallon, where he was on Jimmy Fallon. He gives thumbs down and he goes thumbs up, except he did that in reverse. So, so there you go. That's what the internet's writing about Tears of the Kingdom. Moving on. What else we got here? Oh boy.
Moving on.
So Summer Game Fest was yesterday. That's the one hosted by none other than the Dorito
Keeley.
Pope, Jeff Keighley.
Keeley.
So I thought it was fun. They had a lot of interesting trailers. It was pretty briskly paced. I thought it was well paced overall in general. It was a nice show. I had a fine time with it.
You're too slow. You just love Nick Cage.
But they, so Nick Cage is fine. I gotta say, he came out on stage and he did a fine job. He talked like a normal person, albeit like a little bit weird Nick Cage, but it wasn't. It was weird Nick Cage having a normal conversation with a person. It wasn't someone holding an awkward conversation. Like it was a normal.
In truth,
back and
I
forth.
don't play a whole hell of a lot of video games.
It was a normal back and forth where you're like, oh, it was fine. It was fine. Did he need to be there? No, but he's going to be in a game, so whatever.
He's going to be in Dead by Daylight as a hero or as a.
Yes, because he and I believe they said in the game his character will think he's in a movie and come to realize he's not in a movie. He's actually fighting for his life. But anyway, it was like I don't know,
my agent.
Less than 5-minute conversation. And Keeley's like, how did you get involved in this game? And he's like,
money.
Someone very close to me in my life is big into games and they know about Dead by Daylight and the opportunity came up. And he's like, no one's ever invited me into this world before. So I was down with the idea. It's like, these are some really nice things to say.
Didn't he do the killer teddy bear game?
I'm going to need more.
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah,
FNAF?
didn't he do that?
No.
He's in something like that.
He's in a rip-off movie that's not tied to Five Nights
not a
at
video
Freddy's.
game thing.
There's something about Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, that I'm like, you know what? I want to watch it. It could just be all the third grade boys that I hear talking about it. That
Scary
I'm like,
animatronics at a rip-off Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it premieres in theaters and on Peacock same day later this year. So we'll watch it for movie night.
Yeah, I think it's a movie night. Movie.
So yeah, he was fine. I was honestly impressed with how normal he was. It was a normal conversation that lasted a couple minutes, and he seemed happy to be there, or he was acting. But it was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. He's from what I've seen of him lately, he seems like pretty self-aware about his persona, and he's now able to like turn it off and on when appropriate, and
Yeah.
it makes him a little more human. You know, like it
Yes.
humanizes him, where you're like, okay, he's in on the joke with us.
Yeah, it wasn't like, how many interviews with actors have you seen where you're like, oh, this actor's really strange, or like this actor doesn't want to be here at all and is
Right.
giving you nothing. So it was fine. It was enjoyable. But what I really want to talk about was they showed the first clip for the Twisted Metal or TV show on Peacock. Oh, man, it looks
that good, huh?
really bad. It's almost like they handpicked the worst like section of the film or show they could have picked to present to people. It was very bad. I also am really disappointed. I found out Will Arnett is in the show, but he's only doing a voice. He's voicing Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, the clown guy, which is a great character. But I was really excited for Sweet Tooth because Samoa Joe is Sweet Tooth. So it's Samoa Joe, a wrestler. Samoa Joe is Sweet Tooth in the show, but since Sweet Tooth wears a mask, they don't have Samoa Joe doing the dialogue. They have Will Arnett doing the dialogue. So it really, first off, doesn't look great because you have one actor saying their lines under a mask and emoting for that. And then you have Will Arnett just watching it and trying to do his best to fit it in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go well together. Plus, I don't know why you don't have Samoa Joe do the lines, because Samoa Joe is a wrestler and a voice actor. The man's in
he's a performer. He knows what he's doing.
He's done voices in a whole bunch of stuff, and he's in the the Suicide Squad game that's coming out. He's the King Shark in the Suicide Squad game. Like, the man has voice acted in multiple games and shows, but for some reason he can't do the voice acting in this show.
It's strange.
So Will Arnett's doing it, but beyond that, what's his name? Anthony Mackie is in it too, and he's in this scene. It looks horrendous. I wish I could play it for you, but I'll get claimed. Go check it out.
And this is live action.
It is live action. I will give the show a chance. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying the clip that I saw made it look worse than expected. And I was like, oh, this is going to be really rough. So we have Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. We got the Mario movie did well. The Mortal Kombat movie did well, and people seem to like it. Now we have this, and it's like, hey, remember when video game adaptations were horrendous? Here you go.
That stinks, because I mean, as stupid and as unneeded as a Twisted Metal movie is, if they did it right, it could be cool. Like if they did like a Mad Max Road Warrior version, it could be like really cool.
I know I made the mistake twice, but I just want to be clear. It is a TV show. It's not a movie.
Oh, sorry about that.
But it could, because every racer in that game has a great, interesting story. That's part of the fun of the games, is seeing like their story and how it plays out in the end. They got a whole great cast of characters. There's plenty of action sequences you could do with driving. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's all there. There's stuff there to make a fun adaptation. I'm not gonna say a mind-blowing or earth-shattering adaptation, but something that would be enjoyable to watch, certainly. And maybe the action will be, but as far as what else is going on in this, not looking hot. So
speaking of Sonic, we had a level up party today for one of my students, and his choice was Dunkin' Donuts Munchkins.
1 second. Great Nick Cage gifts in the chat, by the way, guys. Hi, Kyle. Or hi, Lanquin. Hi. Never mind. Hi, Lanquin. Go ahead, Mom Brain. I'm so sorry.
Gatorade. And an episode of Sonic Prime.
What?
Yeah. That's what he wanted to do for his level up party.
So did you watch Sonic Prime?
I mean, it was on. I was in the room, but I didn't. Bless you.
That's teacher's time.
Yeah. Well, I had other.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I had people coming in that I had to have discussions with, but the kids love it. And then out on the playground, they've been playing like Sonic, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman. Like that's like some of the games that they've been playing. Kid came in with Chaos Emeralds and Rings.
I know you said he had all 7 of them too.
Yeah, and they went on our field trip with us, and I was worried the whole time in the planetarium that they'd fall, and I would have been able to find them.
If you get all 7 of those, the world is yours. Just saying. Too fast for the naked eye. Didn't instill much hope or excitement in me, but we'll see where it goes. Maybe it was just a poor example of what the show will be. I don't know. Maybe the action will be fantastic. and they showed some things in Summer Game Fest that we'll talk about later, but they ended the show with that trailer I sent you for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Coming out early 2024. Your thoughts?
It looks nice. Production value is really great. I'll get it and I'll play it, but I don't know. After it's fine. It's fine.
What?
I'm just like so fine.
It's fine.
I'm just so tired. I'm just like tired and like it is what it is. I don't even know what to say. It didn't look bad. I don't think. I thought it looked pretty good. I'm just not that excited.
And I like how in the trailer they made specifically a point to say that it's 2 discs. I'm not sure why that's a selling point, but like the internet has really latched onto that to be like, it's like I've seen people saying like this game's going to be huge, and that's not what the disc size means. Now, could the game be huge? It could certainly be huge in terms of space that you travel in the game, but I would imagine it's huge as in like the HD textures and all that. They're just not really worrying about compression.
Yeah.
So obviously there's going to be a lot to do in the game and you're going to go a lot of places, but I don't think because it's 2 discs means the game's going to be that huge of a space to explore. Time will tell, but people that are like, this game's going to be huge, I can't believe 2 discs, there's going to be so much to do. I wouldn't jump the gun on that. That's not necessarily what that means. I don't think it really indicates that at all. But
yeah, Tears of the Kingdom has so much to do, and that's on this thing.
Yeah, it's like
that.
What
big,
is that?
and
Like
it tastes great.
16 gigs or something on Tears of the Kingdom? Yeah. So time will tell. But
yeah, the trailer, it looks nice. The voice acting's atrocious, but we expected that. It could be fun. It's like a lot of old memories, updated graphics. I mean, that kind of stuff is cool for me, but I'm just not that excited. I mean, I still haven't even bought and played the Resident Evil 4 remake. Like, that's insane, right?
Well, don't worry,
That's how I'm getting burnt
Capcom
out.
put out their survey to ask what Resident Evil people want
We could remake next.
That's not a lie. They already put out the survey asking
Are they
which
not
Resident Evil
running
should
out
we
of-
remake next.
See, this is what scares me, because now it's going to be that we want the first one remade, and it's going to be the first one remake.
Well, the rumor is that's already like in the works now.
They're doing a remake.
Yeah.
I see. Now I'm starting to get a little
The
sad.
rumor is Resident Evil, the original remake, is already underway, and they are remaking Resident Evil 5, which makes sense because they just
Code
did
Veronica is
2,
the only
3, and
one that
4.
really needs one. And then
I believe it was IGN who said, let's not redo 5, but instead do Code Veronica. And I was like, I don't want a remake at all. But if I'm going to pick a remake for Resident Evil, I want Code Veronica as well. Because I imagine many Resident Evil fans,
haven't
quote
played
unquote
that
fans,
one
or
yet.
Resident Evil familiar people haven't played that one. So I don't know. We'll see. But yes, as far as my understanding goes, rumor-wise, Resident Evil 1 remake is a go. It's already
Listen,
been
if you're
greenlit.
gonna
It's
talk
already
rumors, this is your guy.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So
So
if
yeah,
nothing's
we'll
come
see what
across
happens.
his desk, then
That's it. Remakes and remasters till the end of time, people. We've already done everything great. No need to make anything new anymore. To be fair, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and whatever the one before it was called, they're far beyond what a remake is. I guess like it's
almost a reimagining or I don't know,
a rebirth. Oh my god,
it's a whole new. It is a rebirth because like the story is different too, which is kind of what bugs me.
Is there a game right now that's popular that uses the phrase rebirth? Because my students today were talking about that they're on like a point and level system in the class, and if you do something egregiously horrible, you lose all your points and drop to level 0. And one of the kids asked me, and there's like a little bit of a communication impairment, but he was like, so if you do something really, really bad, do you have to get rebirthed? And I was like, honey, I don't.
If there is a game that has rebirth as a mechanic or a term, I don't know it.
What do you? I don't. Help me understand what you mean. And basically,
so you have to start everything over, like your whole life,
right? And I was like, no. If you hit level 0, you lose all your points, and then
is he thinking respawn and he can't think of the word?
No, because then the other kid is like, rebirth, and they're full disclosure. So you have the whole picture. Have you ever seen the roller racer scooters
where you sit and they have like bike
Yeah,
handlebar
yeah,
handles and
yeah.
you wiggle.
Well, they don't use them like that. They kneel on them and then hold onto the bike handlebars and then they pop wheelies that are like, an inch off the ground because it's on a tiny little scooter. So the kid's asking me, and the other one is zooming by, going, no, like a Rebirth, and like popping a wheelie. And I'm like,
I mean,
you know
there's
what, guys? I can't help you. I don't know what you
there's
mean.
the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, but I don't know if kids are watching people stream that game. I know streamers play it, but I don't think it's like
There's
hugely
just something
popular.
about it that I was
Ask
like,
them. Ask them where they're getting Rebirth from.
Maybe he just thought he would be. Well, yeah. Who knows where he learned the term rebirth?
Just
That's
ask him. I want to
interesting.
know.
But,
Yeah, I'll have to ask on Monday.
but yeah,
I don't
maybe he
know.
thought like levels, and like he's like, well, if I'm going levels, maybe my age is going
Is
down,
it-
and if
Is
I'm
it a
level-
religious thing?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I've known the kid for a really long time, and I
All
don't
right.
think that'd be the very first.
Oh, okay. All right. We've done all the superfluous talk. Let's do some top stories talk. Mom Rain, please take me to news. Thank you. Top story. That's a great one. Maybe you saw this on TikTok. Maybe you didn't. Really funny.
Oh, sorry, not Twitter, TikTok. Sorry.
So it's the all-encompassing social media noise. We'll take it. There is this guy. He lives in an apartment. He's playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. He's having a grand old time. He's going about his normal daily life in his apartment, eating, sleeping, hanging out, playing games, whatever. He gets a noise complaint. And he's like, what's this all about? And the complaint, I'm paraphrasing, the complaint says basically, we can hear when you have a
I've seen
female suitor over and you two are enjoying the carnal pleasures, let's just say. And he's like, what is this talking about? I haven't had a girl over here. We're not doing anything. Like, we're not going to Pound Town, as the kids say nowadays. What's going on? And he's trying to figure out why these complaints are happening to him. And then he realized, oh my God, it's because of Tears of the Kingdom. And what in Tears of the Kingdom is doing this? It's the great fairy fountains, or whatever you want to call them. Because as you know, when you go visit the fairies, those ladies let loose with some screams, some earth-shattering screams. So his neighbors were hearing him go to the fairy fountains. And I guess his music or his volume was loud enough that they heard these women screaming. And they're like, man, this guy's killing it over here. But also, we don't want to hear that stuff. How funny is that story? It's got to be so... what do? Do you go talk to the neighbor and be like, oh, that's not a real human woman. That's a video game I'm playing.
that's
And I
way-
swear it's not sexual
That's
at all.
way worse. Yeah, you can't say anything. You just be like, all right, I'll tell all my mistresses
Yeah,
to
right?
keep it down. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a video game woman, and I'm just getting my armor enhanced. I swear. That's all that it is.
exactly. It's funny though, because I've thought about that myself. Luckily, I'm not in an apartment building, but when when I do it, I was upgrading like a million things. You're at it forever, and you can't. It's not like you can be like this, and this. Upgrade all. Like
Yeah.
you have to do it one at a time. And she screams for every single one, and
Yeah.
I just turn it down a little bit because it's even a little embarrassing for me. It moved, Jerry. It moved.
I love that they use those noises. I know, there's all innuendo, and the fairies are obviously at least some of them are into Link. They make a point to say some lines to let you know, especially one of them thinks Link is cute and really likes him. And they like boop him and blow him kisses and stuff, all that. But
And they take him down below.
Nothing beats the fairy noises from Ocarina of Time, because they were also very uncomfortable. But the ones in Ocarina of Time will be like, and then there's the one that's like,
Yeah, just like, oh my
god. So yeah, obviously they're channeling their past fairy sisters, but not the same height of craziness as those were. First comment comes from Entropy, and they say, ha ha ha, oh, this is just too good. Yeah, it's great. I saw that TikTok. Here's how dumb I am. I saw that TikTok organically, like normally, and I laughed at it and I liked it, and then I never thought to post about it. And then it popped up again, and I was like, why didn't I share this? So then I shared it. I was saying I normally, or for the last couple of years, have played with headphones, but normally now I'm not, because my ear hurts too much. And you know what? It's got to be something with my left ear. because my left ear is the one that I wrote about this on Patreon. That's the only one that hurts when I wear headphones. But now I've noticed it's the same thing when I wear a mask too. Like if after when we go to the movies and I'm wearing a mask, my left ear hurts. So it's something like
Huh.
pressing on something behind my ear. I'm gonna have to get like earbuds to play games because I liked playing with headphones because you hear the music so much better and everything. But now I'm back to crappy TV speakers because it's just too annoying.
It's the over ear headphones, and it's hurting something on the outside of your ear. Then
No, it like just makes my ear in general ache. I guess it's not mostly my ear, but like, the back of my ear hurts because that's where the mask strap would be too. So I'm gonna have to get earbuds are literally massive over ear headphones that don't touch my ear at all.
Yeah.
Like that'd be
Hands.
huge. My dad used to have a pair like that, like
Those
literal
are
like
sweet.
That's what we use at
cups,
school.
giant cups that went over your ear. They were awesome. I remember them being really good quality. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into something because I want to play with headphones on. And now, the only time I'm playing with headphones is Fortnite because I'm talking into the mic, so I have to. But I gotta look into something. Old man complaints, but there you go. So everybody's hearing my fairy fountain out loud is what I'm getting at. Hello, Anastasia Beaverhausen, sharing the lovely pictures of of the fairies from the Zelda series. I feel like I missed somebody. Maybe not. Moving on. What do we got? The French voice actor for Bowser has let loose with some information that he certainly wasn't supposed to. And I went through the trouble of translating this myself to verify what the man was saying instead of just reporting it. And he says what he says. So the guy who voices Bowser in the French version of the Super Mario Brothers movie, Jeremy Covaillat,
Jeremy Noir.
Covaillat. He talked about the Mario movie, blah, blah, blah. What does he say? He says it's going to be a trilogy. So if you saw the Mario movie, spoiler alert, the very, very post-credit scene certainly seems to hint at a sequel. But we didn't know there's going to be a third movie. And according to this guy, there's going to be a third movie. Obviously, Nintendo hasn't said that publicly. Universal hasn't said that anywhere. So this is the first news we're hearing of it. So the question is, does the Bowser voice actor have inside information? Did he get information wrong and something was misconstrued? Or is he completely wrong and just confusing it with another project? Whatever you think, I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is that's what the guy said. He said there's going to be 3 Mario movies. So I don't know. I mean, with the astronomical success of this one, literally being the second biggest animated movie of all time.
Doesn't seem like that big of a spoiler, does it?
It doesn't seem like that much of a spoiler. Is exactly right. It wouldn't be surprising when, we've seen other franchises get the 3. Not that Shrek wasn't very popular. Shrek was, but we've gotten 3 Shrek movies and spin-offs and all that. So to think that there could be 3 Mario
3
movies
Despicable Me's
doesn't
and
make
then
that sense. It doesn't
spin-offs.
isn't any stretch of the imagination. So don't take it as gospel, but it wouldn't be that surprising if it is happening. Maybe the voice actor has a contract that they have to keep him around for 3 movies before they can replace him. Who knows? I don't know. King Brawley says, if they don't duplicate the NES Mario 3 commercial when they do, I swear. Not to mention a double feature with the Wizard for some reason. I mean, Mario 3 is forever tied to the Wizard for me. I remember that. And that commercial, which I think is the one you're talking about, where it's those people all standing together and they're like, Mario, Mario, Mario. And like the camera pulls out and it's
So
the whole
hype.
globe chanting
So
Mario.
hype.
So, yeah, I'm down for that. And yes, I'll never forget the Wizard for, when I heard the Wizard was going to show Super Mario Brothers 3 before the game came out, I was like, I need we have to stop everything we're doing. I have to see this movie. And hearing the guy announce it in the movie too, I was like, oh my, and like, the curtain lifts and they see the logo and they're all playing it. And like, I remember watching the game footage and like analyzing everything and being like, oh, what's this thing he's got? What's his tail that he's got? What? Oh, he's flying in the air, all this stuff. It's like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. There's never going to be a better game.
How did he know to duck at that white block?
How did he
he
know?
is the Wizard, but
He's the Wizard. That's it. You're right. He's the Wizard. That's how we knew.
that movie, I'm surprised you like that movie so much because according to you, it probably has the wrong Savage in it, right?
I don't have anything against
You're all right with Fred Savage?
Didn't he just recently say something that was bad?
I think he's just bad now. Yeah. I mean,
Okay. I didn't at the time have anything against him. I love the Wonder Years.
Well, whenever I see him, I hear Daniel Stern's voice, and it's impossible to get upset.
Yeah. I was a Wonder Years fan, but you give me which is the better show, Wonder Years or Boy Meets World? Wonder Years, hands down.
Oh, really?
Which show do I like
Nice.
way more? Boy Meets World,
Okay.
without a
okay.
doubt.
All right.
Oh yeah, Wonder Years is like critically acclaimed,
Respect.
like well-deserved critically acclaimed show, without a doubt. Boy Meets World, not without acclaim, and certainly taught important lessons, but it's not like it's high art or anything. That was the right show for me at exactly the right time. Plus, me, like many other young men or women at the time, Topanga, man, Topanga. That's all I gotta say. Moving on.
And it started with a T, and he loves trains. So
That's right. I'm on the Topanga train. That's true.
Choo-choo.
Moving on, we have this week's NES and Game Boy game updates. And this might be a controversial statement, might be viewed as hyperbole, but I think this week's worth of games is the best we've ever seen. So what do we get this week? Let me tell you. We got Namco's Mystery Tower. Now, what's going on?
Talking about games.
No. Mystery Tower. I've never played it, but I watched the gameplay and I was like, that looks like a fun arcade style game. So I do want to try that out. We got Harvest Moon from the Super Nintendo. I mean, Harvest Moon. Come on. The one that started it all. Stardew Valley wouldn't exist without Harvest Moon. Have I played Harvest Moon? No, but it's Harvest Moon. It's an important game. It's a whole new genre at that time, at least for console gamers. It's a big deal. We also got Blaster Master Enemy Below, a Game Boy Color game that's near and dear to my heart. I love all Blaster Master games, but I remember being blown away with Blaster Master Enemy Below back in the day. So I would love to just pop into there again. And I don't know if I want to replay it all the way, but it's been decades since I've played it. So I would like to just go in and refresh my memory. But very happy that's there. And then Kirby Tilt and Tumble. We have never seen, I don't think that's wrong. We've never seen Kirby Tilt and Tumble re-released ever. Why? Because it's a motion and played. You moved your Game Boy Color to roll and flip Kirby through obstacle courses. Now it's available on the Switch, and yes, it uses motion controls. Whether you're playing with Joy-Con or Pro Controller or handheld on the Switch, you can play the game as it was intended to be played. And I remember this game being awesome. I remember really loving this game, so I'm excited to get back to this one again, because again, been decades. Another game I had, loved, and traded in for, I'm sure, some garbage along the way, Dead to Rights or some other crap. Dead to Rights is fine, but whatever. So there you go. 4 games. I think that's all great. I think that's a really nice variety. Stuff people have played, stuff people haven't played. Notable games, big franchises. It's got it all. Over in Japan, they also got Super Baseball Simulator 1000 instead of Harvest Moon. So Japan not as great this time around.
I wonder if the other 999 versions of that baseball game are good.
They're all coming out eventually.
Must be.
Conan Giga says, nice. I always wanted to play Kirby Tilt and Tumble. I already played Harvest Moon and Blaster Master Enemy Below, but online info on Mystery Tower is scarce. What even is this game? Yeah, I love when they throw a random one in there where I'm like, I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. And that's why I like this service, because I get to be like, oh, this is a new old game that I didn't know anything about. And now I want to learn more.
I love that they finally have, and I don't want to reduce Tilt and Tumble to gimmick, because I wouldn't say it is. I've never played it, but like, they've had these like gimmicky things over the years, but they can't re-release a lot of them, most of them, 99% of them, because of the gimmick,
Yeah.
And in this case, it's just something that so happens to be in controllers today. Like, because what a weird thing. I'm sure when you got that Game Boy game, you were like, this is insane. Like,
was
it's probably crazy.
The fact that it used the motion sensor was like, I never had ever played anything like that ever. And then there was WarioWare Twisted, which now we know WarioWare Twisted could be re-released as well, because that had a motion sensing cartridge as well, where you would spin and rotate the system to play different games. That'd be great. So hopefully that comes over too. WarioWare Twisted, I still own. So I broke the curse by that time. But
oh, nice.
Boktai.
The sun is in your hands.
Thank you, Mom Brain. That's a Hideo Kojima game. on the Game Boy Advance, and that had a light sensor on it, a solar sensor.
Oh, that's right.
Because you were fighting vampires. You had to go out in the sun and capture the sunlight to store in your gun to fight vampires. And you had to drag a coffin out into the city square and hold your game up in the sun to burn the coffin. So cool. I played that when I was in college. I used in between classes, I would go sit on like the balcony at the college that I was at and look for the best spot in the sun, drag a chair over there, and I'd play the game in between classes. That's probably some of my favorite gaming memories.
I was going to say, how the heck did you get outside and have good memories? Like, it took a video game to do that, I guess.
I was sitting down. There was a table. I had to be at the school anyway. I'd know. This is the morning routine was finish the first class, go to the cafeteria, eat the hash browns that were there because they were amazing. Go to another class, and I had like an hour 20 in between, and the cafeteria closed halfway through that. So here's the two things I would do. I would play Boktai, or I would go to the Best Buy that was close to that school every Tuesday and get the new anime that I wanted. So those were my two things. I would go to those. I'd either play Boktai or I'd go buy anime. That's how I met Angel at Best Buy. I know I've told this before, but I went to Best Buy. I would go there every week. I'd go buy new anime. At this time, anime was only in one little section, but Best Buy had like the biggest selection. I remember being like, this is amazing. It's just anime out here to buy. And there was a guy who always was stocking shelves on Tuesday because that's when new things came in for all of movies in general. And after seeing me, I'm guessing like 7 or 8 times, he came over and he's like, hey, I heard blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what he said, but he said an anime. And I was like, and in my head, I'm like, don't be overexcited because I know this guy knows anime now. And I was like, oh, you like anime? He's like, oh, I love it. I love blah, 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 blah. And then every week afterwards, I would go there and like talk to him for an hour and 20 minutes and be like, I got to go to class and buy what I was buying and go back to school. So Angel, I hope you're doing well out there, man. I went there years and years and years later, and he was there, but it had been so long since I talked to him. I was like, I don't want to bother him, but maybe he's still there. But when you're an anime fan, especially back then, and you didn't have anybody to talk to about anime, Angel was my man. And then we kissed a lot. He was my angel, my guardian angel. So there you go. Boktai, solar sensor. So that's not going to get re-released. Can't re-release that anywhere. You need the solar sensor, but motion control games, there you go. So I thought it was a great selection this week, everybody. I hope you did too. Oh, Nikki Hill is in here.
We speak your name.
Nikki Hill says, was Kirby Tilt and Tumble not released on the Wii U? I don't remember it being... Hi, Rex. I don't remember it being re-released on the Wii U. Nikki Hill, take a look on Wikipedia. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes, Joshua 220. Of course, Josh watched RMC play games on the college quad. Josh and RMC been in drum circles together. They did a hacky sack championship.
Josh, against all odds, Josh and I were friends. As I said, we were college roommates, but Josh always respected me, but he ran in different circles. Let's just say that. He was more the traditionalist in college, we'll say. Moving on. Pikmin 4. We got a new trailer for Pikmin 4 this week, and it showed off a brand new detail. Now, you get to create your own captain. So you don't play as one of the predefined preset characters. You use a custom creator to build the captain of your dreams, which is pretty awesome. And they got all the weird shaped faces and everything because, like Louis and Olimar's heads are different and everybody, Whitney and all that from the other one. So now you build your own captain, which is pretty awesome to see. Remember, this comes out July 21st, 2023. Looking very much forward to this. Loved all the Pikmin games, particularly loved Pikmin 3. What a great game. And that used the Wii U gamepad so well. But I replayed it on Switch for review. I love that game no matter where it's on. But love the Pikmin franchise. Pikmin 3 on the Switch is the best-selling entry so far. Not like mega millions or anything, but multi-million or million plus. We'll see what Pikmin 4 does. I really hope it becomes the best-selling. We'll see if it's worthy of that, but I'm very excited. And, it's funny. Pikmin isn't a huge franchise for Nintendo, yet there are 3 people at this table, and one on my right really enjoys the Pikmin franchise as well. So it's nice to have a Pikmin ally. And Mom Brain enjoys it. You've played a Pikmin, actually.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So we all look forward to getting our Pikmin killed in the near future.
There's a nice, other than the Pikmin getting killed, there's just a nice feeling about a Pikmin game. It's got a nice, like, I don't know.
There's
Can't
a
explain
vibe.
it.
There's
One
an
of those-
atmosphere.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a mood. Hawk says, man, I wasn't expecting Pikmin 4 info to be so casually dropped. Having a character creator is a fun idea. I agree. Yeah, what do we got here? We got the UK's physical and digital UK's top software plus hardware numbers for May 2023. I won't make you guys guess this stuff, but I will
Numbers.
be putting you into a guessing situation later today, so be prepared. Your top 10 in the UK for May 2023, software-wise, starting with number 10. The Division 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rat Hat Redemption 2, Far Cry 6, NBA 2K23, Dead Island 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, FIFA 23, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy, and number 1, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Remember, Nintendo does not report digital data. So this is a list of digital and physical sales. Yet the number 1 game, Tears of the Kingdom, only represents physical sales. So even with just physical numbers alone, Tears of the Kingdom came out on top. 96.
I'm just thinking, like, Grand Theft Auto 5 still on this list. So in like 7 years, Tears of the Kingdom's not going to be number 5. So I mean, good on them now. But like, holy cow,
like Breath of the Wild was still in the
top.
top 20, so it's
All
still
right,
impressive.
it'll still
But
be up
yes,
there.
not as impressive as GTA. 96,000 units of hardware were sold in the UK last month in general, and the Switch was number 1. It was down 5% in April, but that 5% dip is from the launch of this Zelda Switch OLED, which came out at the tail end of April. So the big blast of sales from the Zelda OLED came at the end of the previous month, but still plenty of people bought it the next month as well. So that's why there's a 5% drop overall, but the Switch is still number 1. Switch sales were in the UK were up 28% compared to May 2022. So over year, better. PS5 took second place and it dropped 23% month on month, while the poor Xbox took third with a 10% drop compared to the month prior. Almost 35% of all Switch consoles sold in May were the Switch OLED Zelda Edition. According to the data, this is not my words, this is theirs. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was, quote, comfortably the number 1 game, end quote, even without digital figures. This was the biggest Zelda launch in UK history. We don't need to do that. If you're curious about Lego 2K Drive, it came in at number 19 for the month. Not exactly a great debut. Roughly 440,000 accessories and peripherals were sold in the month. That's 9% down over April and 5% down year over year. The Switch Pro controller was number 2 for accessories because of the Kingdom Switch Pro. And the Switch carry case that tied in with Zelda. So Zelda Tears of the Kingdom carrying case was number 32 on the charts. That may seem low. That's because it's Zelda. So Zelda Tears of the Kingdom carrying case was number 32 on the charts. That may seem low. That's because it's sold out. Literally all of them they had sold out and there were no more. So you can't sell more if you don't have more. Sticer says, congrats on your correct guesses, Kirby. No Kirby this week and no guesses, but good guess for him to be here. But hopefully you guess someone else for later on because we will have a guessing game. Do not peek ahead. We got a rumor about a Nintendo Direct. Again, it's not crazy to talk about like, I believe they're going to have a Nintendo Direct or some sort of presentation. It's Nintendo. It's the summer. They're going to do something. It's just, what are they actually going to do? We don't know. This comes from Dude's favorite person, Mr. Grubb, Jeff Grubb.
I'm cool with him now.
He says, quote, early rumblings. I say that something's going to be in July next month, whether that is a proper direct or like a partner direct or like a third-party showcase direct, however they want to frame it. Direct mini, I have no idea. But it seems like don't expect anything of that sort until next month, if that even happens at all. Like I said, rumblings. It seems pretty likely that something can happen next month with Nintendo, although July Direct would be weird. So here's the things I'm willing to say that is all speculation, but based on my knowledge of Nintendo, I feel okay saying it. I don't think we'll get a traditional Nintendo Direct in July. I think that will come in September. I do think we will get a partner showcase or a mini or a whatever, one of those things, indie showcase, any one of those things. I think we will get one of those in July. So it'll be like a 15, 20-minute thing about the first focused on third-party content. That's what I am expecting. Not based on any inside information, just speculation and compared to what went down last year. So there's that. I would say yes, something will happen in July. Just don't get excited for a full fat Nintendo Direct. It'll be something with a different focus. So there you go. 8-Bit Lego says, if we do get a partner showcase or an indie direct, I hope we see Risk of Rain Returns present, which is both confirmed for Switch and still doesn't have a release date. Could be good, available after this presentation game. Yeah, I love when they do that stuff. We'll find out. Alternate Liz says, Banjo-Tooie Switch, boy. Banjo-Kazooie getting a new game in general would be nice. And here's where RMC gets his hopes up once again to have them let down. For years and years and years and years, I was like, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Every E3 came and went, never happened. Then there was that one year where they ended their presentation with a teaser for Beyond Good and Evil something. And
Now,
I was like,
is that the one where they're on the side of the road? Or
Yeah.
so that's a long
and I was like, oh
time
my
ago.
God, they're doing it. And then more years went by and that got canceled. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then more years went by again where I was like, please, tears or
there was another
Beyond
one
Good and Evil 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2,
with
Beyond
like
Good
a
and Evil 2.
Jamaican ape and like flying.
And
a
then we
ship.
got a trailer. And I was like, is this Beyond Good and Evil 2? And it turned out it was. And here we are.
Yeah, what
and
happened
it's
to
still
that?
not out. And Michelle Ancel isn't even at Ubisoft anymore, but Ubisoft keeps saying it's being worked on. How many times can you break my heart? But anyway.
I don't even know why they're still working on it. Who's other than us? Who's still waiting for this game? You know what I mean? Like no.
Well, they're gonna try and turn it into their next big like open world games as a service thing, I think. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But so when they announced Beyond Good and Evil was getting another game again, that disappeared off my radar because I'm like, okay, I got that thing, which turned me towards Banjo-Kazooie. And I'm like, can we get a new Banjo-Kazooie, please? Because even Microsoft and Rare were surprised with how popular Banjo-Kazooie's announcement for Smash was. I don't understand why they're surprised. I believe it was more Microsoft being surprised, but I know Nintendo was surprised as well by the reaction to it. I'm like, how are you guys surprised? So Microsoft has that IP. Rare isn't what it used to be.
Well,
but they have the IP. Give it to somebody. Give it to Playtonic,
well,
the former Rare developers. But why? You have the IP. You've done something with Killer Instinct. You've done something with Battletoads. Let's do something with Banjo-Kazooie. So RMC looks forward to Microsoft's presentation on Sunday and hopes that Banjo's next game gets announced. Will it happen? Probably not. But I'm going to hope against all hope that that's what we see, to the point where last night as I was laying down to go to bed, I was thinking about, boy, I hope this is the weekend where they do it. I'd love to see a new one. And I was like, what would they call it? They would call it Banjo-Kazooie 3. That would be it. It's perfect because I got Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, which is also a play and a pun. So at the third one, you'd have to go Banjo-Kazooie 3. It's perfect. It's perfect. So we'll see what happens if the game. Yeah.
Certainly couldn't go any other way.
And
that's
yes,
the reason
I
why
know
they haven't
everybody.
made it yet. They were stuck on the name.
I know we had a 3 because there was Banjo Nuts and Bolts, but they didn't name that 3, and it wasn't a traditional Banjo game. It was a spinoff. So a third could still happen. So yes, please send your condolences in advance for me feeling bad after Microsoft's presentation on Sunday, because I know it's not going to happen.
It's weird that they wouldn't try to do something now that they know that people have been clamoring for it.
We bought Rare. They are going to make our games now, and with all this amazing Rare IP, we will do nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They were like, we bought Rare to make different games. Okay.
Well, they need to come out with something on Sunday, right? Because they're looking pretty bad in everyone's eyes out there.
That's the general consensus from everybody. Yes, they are looking pretty bad. And I will say, from a first-party perspective, Microsoft is certainly dire, very dire. They, as we've said, don't really have anything. they have things people are looking forward to but aren't out yet. But we already know about, like Starfield. People want that, obviously. But Halo has fallen on hard times, and what else you got? What else?
Seriously, I never would have. I thought Halo was going to be up there, man. I thought Halo was going to be up there with the Marios of the world forever. Little did I know that, it just happens.
I don't know how it just happens that your number one flagship franchise falls that low, but I guess it's because Bungie was like, no more Halo, we're doing Destiny, and what is it? 343 Studios was like, we got this. They don't got it. So I don't know. They need Bungie to come back to Halo, and there's no way Bungie's doing that. I mean, Bungie just announced Marathon, which is Marathon's an old game Bungie made before Halo for Max, and they're returning to it for a brand new take on Marathon. So that's awesome for them. Very excited for that idea. I mean, Bungie, I won't say isn't ever coming back to Halo, but certainly not anywhere in the near to distant future. I don't know what Microsoft's going to do. I got no idea. But I stand by the Xbox as a good platform as far as value goes. I really think it's you get everything. You get a vast majority of third-party titles that are also available on PlayStation. You just don't get Sony's first-party content, which is a big hit. And that's only going to get worse as time goes on. Spider-Man is October 20th. That's a huge one. I'm very excited for that.
But that's going to be on Sony as well.
What do you mean? It's only PS5. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm saying the picture gets harder to paint for a positive Microsoft future going forward because Spider-Man's coming out. Final Fantasy 16 is only a few weeks away, and that's PS5 timed exclusive. That's another, not as big as Spider-Man, obviously, but certainly a sizable get. So, yeah, it's happening. I don't know what Microsoft does. I really don't think they do anything. There's no turning things around for them. Not this generation, anyway.
Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully, something.
North America, yeah, we'll see how people feel after the presentation on Sunday, but it will take a lot to turn around public opinion.
But they've got so much money because they do other things other than video games. So it's not like they would ever just be like, well, this Xbox thing was good while it lasted, but we're out. Like they wouldn't. There's no way they would get to that point.
I guess they could get to that point, and they're not there now, but I guess they could at some point. Yeah, they'd be like, people aren't buying our systems anymore. We could make more money as just a game publisher or something and do that.
Do you want to make more money?
Sure, we all do. Speaking of games and publishing, here's what was published on the Switch this week.
Go ahead.
In North America. Harmony, The Fall of Reverie. That is from Don't Nod. Don't Nod, the company behind Life is Strange and all those great games. With music by my favorite, Lena Raine. Celeste and Chicory and every other game she's done that's great. So check that out. We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie. That remake is available now. A Painter's Tale, Curon 1950. Angel Symphony.
Angel, he came up again.
Arcade Archives, Tetris the Absolute, the Grandmaster 2 Plus. Avia Corporation. Beat Them Up. Street Fight Band Simulator.
I wonder what kind of game it is. It's a beat 'em up. Beat Them Up.
Bleak Sword DX looks really awesome. Devolver Digital. Brave Soldier, Invasion of Cyborgs.
Oh, that Devolver video you posted on Patreon was great.
Let's talk about it after this one. I really want to talk about that. Cat Souls, Cubic Figures 2, Demon Sword Incubus, Dogachi Virtual Pet, Dordone. Dordone looks so cool, man. That comes out. It's so cool. Comes out June 13th. Look up a trailer for Dordone. Dordogene. Looks really, really nice looking visually. I'm down with the gameplay. Hope that marries to
Come
be,
on in. I can't. The
great
door
game.
don't work.
Fall of the New Age. Fishing Vacation. Fishing Vacation is a horror game with a Game Boy.
Is it horror because you have to be the one to put the worm on the hook and take the fish off?
It's a horror fishing simulator with a Game Boy aesthetic. It's everything that I like about a game, minus the fishing part, like the Game Boy aesthetic, the horror idea, all about it. So check out a trailer if you're into that weird crap. Highway traffic racer, car racing simulator. Homebody. Horoscope signs. Discover the meaning of your sign. Inhabit. Legendary Tales Cataclysm. Mask of the Rose. Million Shells. MotoGP 23. No Evidence. Scary Horror Quest Survival Story. Pool Together. Pool. Reasoning of Courage. Nori 3 Balanced Diet. No idea what that is at all. Sakura Dungeon. So much stuff. Collector's Edition. Speed Crew. If you're into more arcadey, old school racing games, take a look at Speed Crew. It reminds me of like RC Pro-Am or Super Off-Road, one of those games. Looks fun. Scroma. Scroma comes out June 12th, dude.
Oh,
And Nintendo, wherever you are.
Scroma.
Super Drunken Guy.
Gonna
And
be
Talk to
scraping something off
Strangers.
My scroma on my birthday.
Yes, so Devolver Digital Showcase. I've already talked about it on Patreon, which you can join for $1. You want to talk about it? Did you watch the whole thing?
I
Or you
did,
sk-
yeah, it was awesome.
Wow!
It was really cool. Did you really order a shirt, a
Yes,
Volby shirt?
yes.
Did you get the yellow one?
Yes.
I knew you would.
Yeah, I really liked the other shirt too, but I went with the yellow one. So yeah, talk about it. I'll let you take the whole thing.
Well, there's nothing that I don't even want to. I want people to watch it. To be honest, it was so entertaining and fun, and it was
Yes.
like it really it said a lot about the company to me because like
Yes.
I knew the only thing I knew about them is that they publish games that each one is like so unique and fun and interesting and like I mean every one that I've played and I've only played a handful of them have been like knocked out of the park just and also different and also
Yeah.
interesting and so like I already had in my head like oh these are interesting people to like back these games and want to publish these interesting games but then you see like how much effort they put into this and it wasn't like some cheese ball
No.
dork like thing a Dorcas Malorcas thing
Yes.
with bow ties or
No
anything
bow ties.
no bow ties
tie.
no but it wasn't even like that it was like legit funny it was like funnier than like an SNL short would have been
Their presentations are all legit funny. It's not like, oh, this is funny for a game thing. Whoever's writing these things, they are legit funny. They always make me laugh. So this year's presentation took on the theme of Volvi. Volvi was supposedly they presented Volvi as an old school game mascot character who was extremely popular, but then lost popularity because they were like trying to transition to an older audience and they ruined the character and then it just whatever. So they have like a little mini documentary about Volvi and the start of Volvi and the different games. And they had the creator of Volvi talking about it and all the fake games that Volvi
I forget what his name was, but it was hilarious. His first name was like Ronathan was his first name. It was so
Ronathan.
I forget
funny.
his last name, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was Ronathan. So it gives a whole history of Volvi, his rise to stardom and fall from grace. And then it was like an E3 presentation, basically, where they were bringing back Volvi, and they brought back Volvi as Volve, and it was like
It's so dangerously close to vulva.
it was like it was like a AI robot that looked barely like the character, and you would feed it game ideas, and it would make a game for you, and that's how they showcase the games that Devolver Digital's actually releasing. Because the
That
woman
was
on
so
stage
cool.
is like, this game has Blitzball. Give me a game that has this, that, blah, 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 the other thing. And then Volvi would spit out the trailer for the game that they're actually releasing. And then, as I said, all Devolver Digital presentations start off somewhat fun and lighthearted and silly, and then they go insane and things go crazy, and that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, it
They
got
devolve.
pretty scary.
They
It got
devolve.
pretty scary at the end.
So it was great. I love all their presentations. You really should watch it. It's like 22 minutes. This one's my favorite one. They did such a good job, and like you said, they put a lot of work into it because the little documentary was great. It was filmed just how it should be. It was shot well. The amount of like fake merch and images and all the stuff that they
Yeah.
went into making it look like Volvi was a real character was unbelievable. They did such a good job. And then they do the fake E3 part, and there's like, I don't know, 100 people in the crowd, and they're all holding like Volvi plushes and wearing Volvi shirts, and like, it's so good. And then at the end of the presentation, they revealed that they had Volvi merch on the Devolver Digital Store, and they were selling Volvi shirts, and I got one right away because I was like, when I was watching the presentation, I was like, I want a Volvi shirt. Where I was like, they made all these things just for this show, and they're not gonna, like, I wish you could get it some way. And during the presentation, I went to their shop before they announced it, and I was like, oh my god, they have it.
Nice.
They have Volvi shirts and a plush and a like a signed or like a poster, and
They've got Volvi Pogs.
yeah, they have Volvi Pogs, yeah. So
And I
Devolver
liked how
Digital killed it.
the t-shirts were like $75 and then crossed out and like $30 discount, and you're like, that's not what
Yeah.
the price was.
It was great. It doesn't ship until August, unfortunately, but my shirt is coming. I'm so excited for that. But even in the lead up to this presentation, they had other game developers on Twitter sharing their memories of their favorite Volvi games. Like they had
Oh,
Suda
that's
51, and Suda 51
really-
is like, man, I loved Volvi back in the day. One of
That's
my
so
favorite
cool.
characters.
See, I love that. That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's so fun. You know, it's like
They
and
had
that-
like Sony's Yoshida over at Sony. I forget what his title is now, but the PlayStation guy. He's like, I forget what he said about Volvi, but he's wearing a Volvi shirt and like taking a picture and like giving a
Oh,
thumbs
that's
up. I was like,
great.
this is so good, so good.
that
Hi,
is great.
Piper. So yeah, they killed it. Their presentations are phenomenal. Each year, I'm like, this is the year where it's not going to be as good as the last one because they have so many unique, interesting, funny, weird ideas, and they kill it every year. Like, you should go back and watch some of their other ones because they're great. They have one that's like, I don't even want to ruin it, but all their presentations are great.
Yeah, I'll go back.
This
and-
one is my favorite one.
Take a
Killed
look.
it. They killed it. And their games look awesome too. That game that they're doing about the guy that lives in his parents' basement.
Yeah, what is up with that?
So good.
I was watching that and I was like, I'll watch RMC play this and laugh, but like this is not for me. But like I know RMC is gonna love this trailer.
You're right. So, Mom Brain, you remember that game, Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It?
Oh yeah.
The guy that's in the
Yeah.
pot with the sledgehammer? That guy and somebody else are making a new game. I don't remember what the name of it is. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
But it's about a guy who lives in his parents' basement, and you can hear his parents like yelling about him. It's something with baby in the title, but it's about him basically like being a man baby. Maybe that's what it's called. And it's about him like walking through life and fumbling his way through life to figure out what it means to be like an adult and a man and a person and all this stuff.
Not a man.
So
baby.
you play. So it's made by that Bennett Foddy guy. So the controls are incredibly awkward, and you're just the guy stumbling around through things.
Nice.
It reminded me of that. If you've ever seen that side-scrolling like long jump game or
Quap,
like a
Quap.
running game.
You've played Quap or the horse one. Remember that one?
Yes.
That's what it's like. Yeah, except it's a 3D guy.
Baby
Wow.
steps.
Baby
Baby-
steps.
I
It's got.
Stillbird,
You got to
thank
watch
you.
the trailer. Thank you, I Stillbird. It looks so great. Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It was a fantastic game. Certainly not for everybody. And this is the continuation of that kind of game. And I love the whole idea behind it. And just watching the adult man like stumble around like a child. So good. But yeah, all their trailers look great. That wizard with a gun one looked pretty cool.
It looked really cool.
And that song was really good in the trailer too. I was surprised, and I was like, "That's a cool idea. I haven't seen that? Just like a wizard that has a gun that he makes different crystals for that shoot different kind of spells out of it." I was like, "That's an awesome idea." What else did they show?
Yeah, it's funny that I can't think of any.
They
'cause
didn't show too many games.
There were a few. And
They
all looked
showed
pretty
Human
interesting.
Fall Flat 2, and Human Fall Flat has been an astronomical success for them. Like over 10 million copies sold or something. Human Fall Flat is a blast. It's you haven't played it, right? It's a physics platformer in 3D, but you like can grab onto things and hold on to them. So it's just about the levels are built all around physics, and you have to get your way to the end of the level. But it's funny because of the realistic physics, and working together and playing it co-op makes it a million times better. It's a lot of fun. I've played it a lot. on PC and Switch. It's awesome. So seeing a sequel to that was really cool. And I think I'm forgetting one more. But yeah, great presentation. Great presentation.
And it's just such a breath of fresh air. And like, I'm only bringing Nintendo up because I can't think of another example, but they're all like this. So I'm not calling Nintendo out, but it's just such a breath of fresh air from like coming soon this summer to Nintendo Switch Online. How about a little, you like to farm? Well, how about a farming tractor game? And, and it's like, all right, you know, like it's so fake
That's
and
what
like gross and like, ugh. And then this is just so refreshingly hilarious and goofy and tongue in cheek, but it's still, not only is it entertaining to watch, but then like there's an entertaining way that they show you the trailers that they're actually putting out.
Yeah.
So it was great.
And that's the thing. Like companies could try that and it could suck. Like whoever they have doing these things, they hit the mark.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing. They got a team that really is funny and it comes up with great ideas. Like it's not an easy thing to do because you could have that idea to do something funny or that idea to present games in a certain way, and it could come across horribly. Just whoever they have doing it, whatever team, deserves a serious amount of praise because they kill it. And you're right. You're exactly right. It is so nice. There's nothing wrong with all those other presentations, but they're all very one note. Here's the trailer, blah, blah, blah. Here's the trailer, blah, blah, blah. It's nice to have something to break up the monotony of it, and it helps me to remember their stuff more too. Like I'll remember Devolver Digital. I'm excited for what they're putting out. So
it just makes you, like you said, you think about the people behind it. Then they don't seem like robots or anything. I mean, I watched that Apple presentation, and each person that came out, you were just looking for some sort of life behind their eyes, and it was gone. Like they're all just coming out, and they're in a sterile environment, and they speak on the script, and you're just like, all right, like I'm sure you're very smart and talented. But like I'm bored to tears here, and I should be excited.
I think it's great when developers get out in front of people to talk because it's nice to see the developers' faces. But they're not meant for back and forth conversations because it's awkward. Like it just gets awkward. You're on stage and there's awkward conversations and things don't flow. Devolver pays actors to promote these games, and the actors are great. That lady who was the presenter on stage, I forget. She at one point somebody says something to her and she laughs uncomfortably and like looks around for a second, and I was like, her timing on that was so good. She did such a good job. But yeah, Ronathan was amazing. Just everybody in it was great. The guy that they had that was the host of that,
Ronathan is
that was supposed to be like the traditional E3 host at the show, and he did the awkwardness and all that.
I recognize him. I think he's well, they're all actors, like you said. And I think I just recognized him.
Man, it was good. Watch it. There's a reason we're gushing about it so much. We've probably gushed as long as the presentation was, but it's worth your time. Check it out. European releases. Do you mind? I have them.
I've got them too.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Josh, I know Nikki's not here, but can you give it to us anyway?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
Hi, Video Game Guru. Good to see you.
What if it's because it's due?
Hi, Giant Reggie. Hi, Steve Irwin. Huh?
Do segment. Cool.
Or should I do Nikki's music?
You can do whatever you want. You're just an board person.
Which would you like?
I like Nikki's music personally.
Yeah, it's soothing. Steve Irwin says for the first time, and I loved it. Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
It's now time for European Switch eShop releases for the week of June 8th, the year of our Lord, 2023. A somewhat quieter week here. This is Du Michaels filling in for Nikki Hill. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. Seven Horizons, Angel Symphony, A Painter's Tale, Quran 1950, Axis Football 2023, Bleak Sword DX, Brain Show, Cat Souls, Classic Pool and Cyber Pool Bundle, Cubic Fighters 2, Lord Incubus, Dreamy Tale, Fishing Vacation, Inhabit, Johnny Trigger, Sniper, Kitten Island, Loop 8, Summer of the Gods, Mask of the Rose, MotoGP 23, Nocturnal, No Evidence, Pool Together, Prison Simulator, Sakura Dungeon, Senses Midnight, Speed Crew, Super Mega Baseball 4, and Talk to Strangers.
Nice job. Nice job. Super Mega Baseball 4 series is very highly regarded by baseball fans. I hear this installment in particular is the best. So this is the first one published under EA, but the developer is still the same. So a little more money, a little more developers over there. Seems like it's working out for them. EA obviously known for sports games. So seems like, at least for this installment, it was a good pairing. So check that out if you like sports games.
We don't always get comments on the European releases. We will get comments when Nikki Hill's not here,
Yeah, right.
and they will always be asking him directly a question. So Nico Darunia asks, "What did you have for breakfast, Nikki?" And he's not here to answer.
Oh, probably was he only egg whites or whatever?
I don't know.
What did he say the other day? He's like, I got
he
one
goes to
drink
Taco Bell and he gets the breakfast
that's
burrito over there or whatever.
Well, what
it
did he
was.
say was in
The
his fridge? He was
California
like, the only thing in
Crunchwrap.
my fridge is half a carton of eggs and like a Gatorade. I don't remember what it was.
Guys.
He's like, I got two things in my fridge.
Guys, if you have not had a California Crunchwrap from Taco Bell, do it. It has bacon. So if you don't do bacon, you have to ask for it without, but you can do that. I highly recommend it. It's probably Nikki Hill's greatest food recommendation he's ever made to me.
Whoa, there
Really
you go.
freaking
Extra
good.
stamp of approval.
I'm really excited to try it.
As I said, Summer Game Fest was yesterday, hosted by the Dorito Pope himself, Jeff Keighley, and we got some surprise announcements there. 2 games announced. We didn't know they existed, and they're both coming to Switch. One coming out this year, one coming out early next year. The one early next year is January 18th, 2024, and it's Prince of Persia,
PFP,
The Lost Crown. It is a brand new 2.5D side-scrolling Prince of Persia game. And you know what? I'm down with that because I love Prince of Persia. Been a long time since we've played a Prince of Persia game. I like side-scrollers. The genre is, or the series is, it was birthed in 2D. And I mean, it looks awesome. I'm down. Not too keen on the music I heard, but gameplay-wise, I'm in.
Nikki Hill had for breakfast a breakfast taco from Dunkin'.
Oh, there you go. Scale 1 to 10, please. I know you hate that question, but take all the time you want. So here's something funny, and it's funny because it'll make you cry. We posted about this today. There's the GameSpot, the IGN, the PlayStation, the Xbox, and Nintendo YouTube channels. All of them posted the trailer for this game. All of those channels saw the trailer heavily downvoted, minus the Nintendo channel. The Nintendo channel version was the only one that had more upvotes than it did downvotes. Before anybody asks,
Give it a 6.
there's plugins that will reveal the upvotes or the thumbs up and thumbs down, because I know you can't publicly see them anymore, but there are extensions for your browser that let you see them. So anyway,
what are you trying to say? Is it graphics related, do you think? Like Nintendo fans are a little more lenient when it comes to like how things look, or I'll let you finish.
I was gonna say, so Nintendo fans are the only ones that gave this a more positive welcome than negative welcome. What do you think people said on all the other ones where they were being negative about it? So you say graphics.
Well, graphics, I'd hate to say, something racist, but perhaps.
I mean, I thought that too. I'm
weird.
happy to tell you that if that is a thing, I didn't notice it.
Okay, so it doesn't say. It seems to be more about the gameplay or the game itself, not.
So the complaints were the music, which I kind of agree with.
Okay.
The complaints were the graphics. They thought it didn't look great, which whatever. I didn't think anything of it, but that's me. But there were a surprising amount of people who were saying how odd it was to take the series to 2D and not to traditional route.
Has there been a 3D Prince of Persia game?
You know there's been 3D. You've played them. Sands of Time.
Those are 3D? Those aren't 2.5? Those are 3D?
No, those full 3D.
Okay. Yeah, so people are like, it's so they have no idea what it used to be, basically, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm getting at. They had no idea that the original Prince of Persia and a couple after that were only 2D. They know Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, and Forward. Sort of like odd choice to take it 2D when the franchise is 3D. Why not do a traditional one? It's like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I want to be like, obviously I know everybody shouldn't have to be a gaming historian, but when you're going to go on YouTube and bitch about how this game should be traditional like the other Prince of Persias, then I feel warranted in saying you're being stupid. You don't know the history of the franchise. They were originally 2D. That's how it got started. So again, that's for the people who would make that comment because they haven't, the thought never crossed their mind. We're like, oh, the ones I've played are the way it's always been. I'm going to leave this comment on YouTube. You think you'd take a look and be like, let me see, because I don't know the whole history of the franchise. Let me double check. But nobody does that. So
Well, nobody
nobody does that. They're just like, here it is. And so I was surprised at how much that sentiment was out there because I'm like, wow, I am old and people really don't want to fact check anything. They're just like, what I know is all that needs to be known. And they put the comment out there. So, but anyway, good on you, Nintendo fans, for giving this a thumbs up. I'm proud of you guys. So we are welcoming of all game types, including 2.5D games. So yeah, I'm down for this. I like the franchise. I like the gameplay. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, wasn't it like a rap song or something?
Yeah.
It was
And we're doing the whole damn what was the second one on the GameCube? Remember it was edgier with the bad music.
Dual Fates or something.
The game wasn't bad. I liked the game, but the
Second
edgier
Son,
Prince and the crap
Second
music, or
Prince,
the I shouldn't say
Evil
crap
Prince.
music.
The Dark Prince.
The edgier approach and the metal soundtrack didn't do it for me. Knockside says it looks all right. My only complaint is the choice of trailer music. I hate stupid, poorly paced rap. The music, yeah,
I just don't
music
want.
does not do it for me.
I just don't want. Anachronisms stand out to me. That's what does it for me. It wasn't necessarily that there was a rap song in it. It was like we're playing this ancient Persian time prince, and he's listening to modern day rap. It doesn't make any sense. I know he's not technically listening to it, but
Yeah,
it just takes me out of the.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm down. I'm down with it. Like I said, January 18th, 2024. Also, surprise revealed, and couldn't be more excited for. Sega is continuing with 2D Sonic games. 2.5D, I guess we should say, with Sonic Superstars, a brand new 2.5D side-scrolling Sonic game, local multiplayer. Knuckles is playable, Tails is playable, Sonic's playable, Amy's playable. Coming out fall 2023 to Switch and everything else. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. The trailer was great. The music was great. Did you see it?
No.
Oh man, it looks so good. I'd watch a little bit of the trailer. Just it's classic Sonic vibe and feel and colorful and doesn't look like it's going to be a big part. There's nothing wrong with story in games, but when I'm thinking classic Sonic, I'm not like, oh boy, I can't wait to see the story. So it looks so good. New areas inspired by Green Hill Zone, new bonus stages inspired by by Sonic 1. They're making it looks like Eggman or Robotnik is going to be in there. So, yeah, Eggman's definitely going to be in there.
Oh, this looks great.
Eggman's definitely going to be in there.
Oh, this looks great.
Yeah, it looks really.
It looks like something they should have done ages ago.
Looks really cool. Sonic's got some new abilities in there too. Down with that. And there's something I was gonna say. I'm interested in the local multiplayer. I think that could be fun. They're making a brand new villain too for Sonic to go up against alongside Eggman. So I got nothing bad to say about this game. I am on board. Looks great. I just want to know who's developing it. Is it Sega alone or are they working with somebody else? I don't know, but man, it looks good. Giant Reggie says, I'm interested in this. I like the 2.5D visual style. Hopefully this follows Sonic Mania's footsteps as a fun new 2D entry in the series. My only complaint is why have Amy as a playable character instead of Big the Cat? Well, maybe Big the Cat will be playable, and we just haven't seen them yet. But awesome. Really fun to see. Nice job, Sega. I applaud you in continuing the 2 lines of Sonic games. There you go. I'm like out of breath. There's a lot to talk about. Rumor of a Legend of Zelda movie in the works with Universal and Illumination. Not surprising, but the report comes from the Hot Mic podcast. Jeff Snyder, a reporter and film critic who is on this podcast or part of this podcast, says Universal Pictures is in talks with Nintendo to produce a Legend of Zelda animated movie. He indicated that they are closing a quote big deal, and it
quote,
refers to
Big the cat.
and he refers to it as quote the next big Illumination Nintendo franchise. So end quote. Not surprising.
Boo.
Obviously, Universal and Nintendo are a great partnership. Super Nintendo World, a Mario Brothers movie, just the beginning of what the two are going to do together. There's going to be another Mario movie, so of course they're going to want to expand into other Nintendo franchises. And to be honest, Nintendo would be stupid to be like, hey, Illumination and Universal, we've had a great partnership, and we've had the second biggest animated movie of all time. We're going to find another partner for Zelda.
And that's
Obviously,
where we stop.
you want to go with them again. Now, whatever happens with we'll see. But the adaptation of Mario and animated, I think everybody saw the pathway for that. The adaptation for Legend of Zelda animated, I don't know what it is. I think an animation could be great, but what do you do? Is it serious? Is it silly? Is it both? Is it neither? I don't know what direction you take.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
a
for
tougher needle to
children.
thread. This is a much tougher needle to thread. I don't see Universal putting out I don't know. It's tough because they could certainly lean into the approach of Into the or Across the Spider-Verse in a sense that that is not aimed at children. It's aimed at an older audience, but children can certainly appreciate it. That might be the direction to go for The Legend of Zelda, because I would be disappointed if they went a Mario-esque direction for The Legend of Zelda animated. But I'm not against it. I'd have to see the film to know. But if they were like, we're taking the same approach we did with Mario, and it's goofy and silly, and I'd be like, I don't know. Zelda doesn't have to be serious for me, but I don't think it should be a Mario-esque, goofy, silly, fun adventure. I think there's got to be a different tone there. So I'll wait until I see a trailer, obviously. But I don't know. The path to making that a good movie that pleases fans is a lot more difficult than it is with Mario. So who knows? Again, this is just rumored for now, but there you go. I heard that Chris Pratt is going to play Link. Link is going to be voiced this time, and he will be Chris Pratt.
He can't wait to stomp on Goombas as
That's
Link.
right. I spent my childhood fighting Ganons, and Kirby has the most upvoted comment and says, I'm skeptical. It's a much harder franchise to put into a movie. I think we'll see a Mario sequel long before a Zelda movie. If it does happen, please, for the love of Hylia, don't include real world songs in the soundtrack. There's only so many movies you can shove I Need a Hero into. Yeah, again, I would agree. Is there a path where that could work with a licensed a Zelda movie with licensed songs? There's a path where that could work. I don't know that path. I can't see that path. I'm not the creator, though. So
yeah, it would have to be crazy. It'd have to be like Radiohead doing the soundtrack or something.
Oh, where did I hear Radiohead just today?
In my car?
No. I heard Radiohead in something, and it's a surprise, but not in a bad way. Damn it. What was it? Gone.
Was it in you watching Barry?
No, it was like a trailer for something on the computer because I've only been on the computer. It's gone. It's gone. There you go. There's that.
It's gone.
All right. I told you guys I'd make you guess. Here we are. Don't look. We're guessing
Ooh.
Europe. May 2023. Top 20 video games in a month, but I'm only looking for the top 10.
It's not gonna happen.
Again, this is all video games in Europe for May 2023. Mom Brain, hit the music and you begin.
Where did you want this one?
That one, please.
I am going
Europe.
to go with FIFA.
May 2023. FIFA is number 3. Correct. Do.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom is number 1. Correct. Mom Brain.
How about
Only guess 2 and we're already running dry.
how about Kirby? Kirby.
How about Kirby? That's a no. So do one more and you've clinched the win.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That's number 2. 2 wins. We're already over. Did you do that on purpose?
I did not.
Your top 20, starting with number 20.
Great job, too.
Merci.
Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Lego 2K Drive, Minecraft Switch Edition, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grand Theft Auto Online, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Mortal Kombat 11, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Metro Exodus, Rat Hat Redemption 2, The Division 2. The Division 2 is number 10, so now we're in 10-1. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 9. Dead Island 2 is number 8. NBA 2K23 is number 7. Far Cry 6 is number 6. Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 5.
Are you okay?
Star
Grand
Wars
Theft Auto 5.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor is 4. FIFA's 3. Hogwarts 2. Zelda 1.
Man, that Dead Island. So Dead Island 2 came out, and then Dead Island 1 sold better. It's like the Last of Us
That's how it works.
syndrome.
But I've seen everything.
Yeah. Switch was also the number 1 hardware across Europe for May 2023, with sales up 39% compared to May of last year. Big bump again, thanks to Zelda in general releasing and the Zelda Switch OLED. PS5 took second place overall, with sales up 81% compared to last year. That shows their stock bump, but still not good enough to beat the Switch. Finally, again, poor Xbox took third, and sales were 16%. The green, you're right. Green brand, blue brand, red band. Xbox was third, and sales were down 16% compared to last year. Man, people do not want that Xbox. 10 million digital and physical games sold across Europe last month. Tears of the Kingdom sold roughly 2.5 more times than Hogwarts Legacy. And remember, that's just physical versus Hogwarts Legacy's physical and digital and multiple platforms. Xbox, all the platforms, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Crazy. Zelda's already, Tears of the Kingdom is already the third best selling game in Europe. And that's only physical. So if you're just looking at physical numbers, Tears of the Kingdom is already Europe's number 1 best-selling game. Already. Nintendo doesn't report digital. Already. 1.3 million accessories were sold in the month, up 30% from a year ago. Switch Pro Controller was number 2. Switch Pro Controller sales jumped 530%. Tears of the Kingdom Amiibo was the 5th best-selling accessory of the month.
Ooh.
Switch OLED carry case debuted at number 10. Like I said, sold out. And 1.3 million points cards and wallets were sold. That's up 2% over a year prior. And I just shared that news today. And,
And you also shared your lunch.
today, this final top story, it doesn't feel appropriate for me to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about it, but I feel Mom Brain should lead the story. So I'm going to pass my phone over to you.
This just in. Nearly 50% of U.S. console gamers are female, and 52%, is it 52% of those females?
I believe that's what that means. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
it seems like it means.
Own a Switch.
The future's female.
That's a shocking number. I wouldn't have thought it would be that even. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That females are roughly 50% of the gaming audience in the U.S. Yes. The
Bunch of-
industry would certainly have you believe otherwise.
Bunch of weeaboos out there, right? Isn't that a female weeaboo? Weeaboo?
Weeaboo is gender neutral.
Son of a gun.
I mean, statistics, there's a few more statistics that are kind of interesting. According to what used to be NPD, right? But now
Yes.
they're Circana.
Yes.
Okay. And so you know where this information's coming from. They tracked the consumer awareness and engagement across a rotating sample of approximately 10,000 US households. So just so you know kind of what the sample size was, 47% of console players are female. 50% of PC video game players are female. 54% of mobile video game players are female. So that's all very close.
Yeah.
It's not like one really takes the cake. 41% of the Blue brand consoles are female owned. 45% of the green brand consoles are female owned, and 52% of the red brand consoles are female owned.
We did it, Nintendo fans. More females than males, at least in the US.
And 50% of gaming PCs are female owned. So, I mean, that's pretty
It's
cool.
very close among
Yeah.
all platforms.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that I think
Also, just to be clear, everyone surveyed was 13 or older. So we're not talking about like, oh, it's little girls playing whatever. This is 13 and up.
And it wasn't like little boys whose mother owned the game because they bought it for them.
That is correct, which, as you could probably guess, the reaction to this online has not been good. Plenty of that sentiment. This is moms who bought their baby kids, and they're like, no, this is not. But that got Matt Piscatella of Circana. He posted the whole outline of how the numbers were, or how the data was collected over the span of time that they did it, everything. And he was like, I'm paraphrasing, but at the end he was like, and if you don't like it, just block me. I don't want to hear it. So good for him. But yes, gamer reaction, not good. Not surprisingly.
I just can't believe you could. I don't know why that would be a
So-
thing to get upset about.
Well,
so does that tell us that male gamers are
Chauvinistic.
like weenie complainer chauvinists, and
Nikki
female
Hill
We
don't
speak
think
his
so.
or
name.
the cat?
Sound like a front door? Yeah, it's Nikki Hill. There he is! He made it! He made it! Nikki Hill, thoughts on female gamers? Non-existent?
Power to him.
Power
Good.
to 'em!
That's the answer we
Power to 'em.
needed because
Power to 'em.
they outnumber us now on the Switch. So you better be nice.
Also, I don't know. I just got here.
I'll give you very quickly.
Nice.
Did you hear this? Were you listening in the car to this part? Okay. Yeah, so not surprisingly, if you wade into the reports and outlets reporting on this, the comments are not good. Lots of people replied just saying, can't wait to see the comments on this one. And people, Mom Brain, please forgive me, but people are like, they're all playing cooking games. Female gamers don't count. They're not playing Call of Duty.
Look, it's the same in every other realm of existence. You know, that's kind of
Yeah, they get treated horribly in the WNBA,
there you go.
They
as
don't-
an example.
They don't get paid
One of many.
nearly as well. And but yeah, I mean, you smell nice.
I would think I smell horrible
Okay.
because I just got off for work.
Thank you for coming out.
It's
I
a
appreciate it.
geranium oil probably because I try to use that as a natural tick repellent.
Oh.
Geraniums.
Um
Tarts for the bees.
For decades now, the industry would have you believe that the split between male and female gamers is, like females are like, I don't even like, women are 10% and guys are 90%. And that would be like a better estimate where, everybody, trying to think of how to say this. I think even those who don't follow games would believe or would think that games are most played by men. But at least we have data now for the United States to show that that is not true. And we've always known that to be not true anyway. I don't have the data to back that up, but this report now, we have data showing in the United States, it's a pretty even split. So maybe the developers and the publishers out there need to better cater towards their audience rather than neglecting or
50% of their consumers.
neglecting or talking down to or ignoring one half of their audience, because the treatment of women in games and the depictions of women in games has not been great, and it's getting better. But hopefully this number shows the push, or shows why the push needs to be more consistent and stronger. So
I saw a funny thing. It wasn't really a meme, but it was like an artist's take, like tongue-in-cheek take on the way that women and men are portrayed. So like in one picture, it was like the guy in full like soldier's armor head to toe, and then like the woman like scantily clad with like just armor on like boobs, and then they did like a reverse of that, and they had this like Conan looking guy with like just armor on his junk, and that was it. And then she was in full regalia, and I was like, Now I see how ridiculous this looks.
Alternate Liz says, ladies always welcome at GoNintendo. Girl powered. That's very true. Mom Brain, you are always welcome. Mom Brain, you are seen. Hi, King Talsha. Good to see you.
I was just gonna say, people who are complaining and saying, "Oh, they're just playing Cooking Mama" and stuff. Those are those same people probably spend hours like on Twitch watching female gamers play like pwn noobs on hardcore games and stuff too,
and spend lots of time on OnlyFans. Not that there's anything wrong with OnlyFans, but I'm saying they are complaining online and then engaging with the content.
And yeah,
Lots of I've seen a few articles that are like, as you can expect, the reaction in social media has not been good. But if you click on the comments of those people, you can see other things that they follow and talk about, and you're like, I understand it, because lots of guys are like,
I understand.
this isn't true. I don't know any female gamers, and then you look at what they're into and what they're talking about, and you're like, I understand why you don't know any female gamers.
Or there's like a female in their life who talks about playing games, and they probably just like knock them down.
Yeah,
rather
on your
than actually
phone,
listen to
Candy
them.
Crush, yeah.
Or they don't even see them as a gamer. You know, like
They
they just
don't,
wouldn't
that's
even.
true,
They
yeah.
just wouldn't even think about it.
You're playing on Switch, that doesn't count, or you're playing on phone, that doesn't count.
I don't want to say, I think Nintendo fans are a little more enlightened. That's just my opinion, but like, it's probably, there's probably more women with Switches than men in this country because of, the men who are like, I want to kill things, I want blood, and like, you can't get that on a Nintendo system.
There are plenty of gamers out there who believe that Nintendo has they don't allow blood, guts, violence, sexual content, nudity, any of that, and we here, especially with our hentai correspondent, no, that is not true at all.
Really true.
Sexily true.
True.
How many weeks have I talked about playing
Amazing.
whatever it is, the naked femboy game? I don't remember what it's called. But there you go. There's your numbers. Mom Brain, a final thought on that?
It's called Kudzu. It's not true.
Wow. What a hole.
Well, that's what you played, not me. All right.
Sorry, can I just go back for a second?
Sure.
Prince of Persia.
So go Nintendo podcast.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Prince of Persia. I saw it. I kind of was underwhelmed by the trailer. I mean, I don't know. Part of it seemed a little generic to me with some of like the creatures and stuff. I was like, wow, this is coming from Ubisoft.
I'm gonna have to see more because I thought a similar thing. I was a little underwhelmed with the art style.
I'm gonna play it,
and I was kind of like, this almost looks like a cell phone game.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I mean, I need
For
to see
girls.
For girls, yes.
Yeah.
It looked like an indie
No, it's
game
Prince of
or
Persia, not
something
Princess
that,
of Persia.
Yeah, but you're looking. You
I
have to
mean,
be looking for a
there's
prince
indie
if
games
you're a girl.
that look great. I mean, it doesn't necessarily look bad. I liked the look. I just thought like the cutscenes or the animation that was in it or something. I was like, really?
It had an Other M feel to it, huh? Metroid Other M scared me.
We don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
But
you loved the rap music though, didn't you? I know you
loved it. But but while I was driving and I was listening, and I thought to myself, you know what? I wasn't driving. I was sitting in a parking lot.
This is you thinking to yourself that you weren't driving?
I was sitting in a parking lot talking through Discord before
I get what he's saying.
Oh, I gotcha.
But
obey the law.
Yeah, be good boys and girls.
Obeying the law. Obeying the law.
I was thinking to myself, how about this for a marketing thing for them to help clear up for the younger generations that didn't know that it came from 2D. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Turns Back Time. Whoa, went too far. All the way back to the original Prince of Persia 2D side scroller, and then boom, update for the 21st century. Is that where we're in?
What are the next European masterpieces?
You know?
Let's find out with
Boom,
Nikki.
Year of Our Lord 2023. Boom.
You still got it.
Yeah, you do have it.
So
Prince
Prince of Persia,
hold on, there's a
Prince
comment.
and the Crown of the Lost Crown Boy. What's it called?
The Lost Crown Boy.
Prince of Persia, the Prince of Thieves. King Talsha, on your comment
Also,
too,
The
says,
Warrior Within, I think, was the title you were looking for.
That's it. Thank you. King
WW.
Tasha says the amount of scantily clad armor for Link in Tears of the Kingdom is ... I'm happy that Nintendo has realized what their fan base was fawning over and gave us more. Yes, Link's armor options in Tears of the Kingdom run the gamut of everything from scantily clad to over encumbered. So yeah, it's great that you can pretty much get some kind of style
There's
of what
like
you
a
want to wear.
backless dress.
And I guess that's the perfect segue because we're talking about what we played, Mom Brain.
Merch Mansion.
Okay. Merch.
Merch. I got your pad thai.
Same old, same old.
And Penny and Flo. Yeah, same old. Oh, there's a new event going on right now with a cat,
Oh.
I believe, and you collect little fish, and you merge them to make bigger fish.
Very nice.
very-
Merge fish.
Bev.
There she is.
So Nikki Hill, and myself will do our joint Zelda Tears of the Kingdom
play it.
conversation.
Maybe I played it for a moment, but I only played that just a moment, and then I also played Solitaire, just short, spurts after work, long days, tired boy.
Well, Do and I, do you have anything you want to say, Do? We have something to share that we both did, oddly enough, within hours of each other.
Yeah, that was so crazy.
Do and I have both lit up the entire depths. We found all the light seeds in the depths this week. So we did all 120. And like I said, seriously, within hours of each other, we had a conversation and realized we both did
It was
it.
really funny.
We got our little medal for doing
Get a
it.
medal.
Whatever. It doesn't do anything. It just you get something to let you know you have found all the light seeds in the depths, and you get something like in your inventory to recognize that you did it. It's basically an achievement, but it's like an item Link carries around. So
Yeah, I didn't.
Like you open a chest or something, or does it?
no, you just get it. Like you get a message on screen that's like you found all the light seeds in the
I
depths,
think
and
they're
then it
just
gives you the
letting you
thing.
know, hey, don't look for any more.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I was missing a couple, and I scanned through the map to find like the grid pattern to see where I was missing them, and I found all of them, and then I still didn't get anything, and I was like, what am I missing? And I had to like painstakingly go through the map, and I found one very tiny like little grid piece that I just missed, and it was by a dark color, which is why I missed it. But I spent like 20 minutes just scrolling through the map, being like, where is it? And I found it and got my thing. So the map in the depths has like a grid pattern underneath it. So
Before you
map it in,
and like
it
the
shows,
map
but
shows
it
up.
shows where you walk.
No, it just
No.
it just looks like blank grid paper.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to know where you are or what you're doing.
So
But then
you
when you hit a
know-
light route, it illuminates
Lights it
that
up.
area.
So if
Right.
you see grid, it means you haven't lit up a light route around
Oh,
there.
so you had missed a light.
So
route.
he had
Yes.
119 light routes, and
Yeah.
he was looking for that last one.
And the
he
one I
couldn't
lit up
tell where it
lit
was.
up like a very, very, very tiny portion.
109?
120 altogether
because there's one for each shrine that's on the
You're right.
on the
overworld.
surface, and then there's 150 shrines altogether, I think. So 30 in the sky too.
Yeah.
I'm at 101 shrines now. I think I looked right before
Nice.
I think it was 101 or 102. So, and all the ones I've been finding now that I'm matching up the depths shrines or the depths light seeds to the shrines in Hyrule. Everyone I've gone to find so far isn't one that you can see like on the surface.
They're
They're
like
in
in
a cave or
caves.
something. So there's been some really cool ones that I've done.
There's so many cool ones.
And I got to do one where some guy wants me to find the giant horse.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's like, I won't give it. He's got
Really? You haven't gotten that challenge yet or quest?
I haven't talked to him. No. Oh, I knew the giant horse existed, but now I know there's a guy who's got the gem to open a shrine, and he won't give it to me until I get him the horse.
Yeah, it's funny because I played over 150 hours, and last week you guys were talking about like the shirtless guys on the mountain doing something,
So I haven't met them.
and like I hadn't met them, and I was just acting like I had because I wanted to be cool. And then I looked all week and couldn't find them. And then I found out that there was a stable that I'd missed somehow. I'd gotten the shrine next to it, but I never went to the
so
stable.
you're right. You were right on top of it.
I was
almost.
right there the whole time. So I went back and because I was missing a pen mission too. And I was like, why can't I figure this out? So when I finally found that out, I got to catch up on a lot of stuff. And it was just funny that you could play the game. Like we could all play the game for hours and hours and hours and hit different things.
Anastasia says, I've done several quests too without finding the info about them, including the giant horse. There you go. how is that quest? That underwear quest? I really liked that
Oh,
one.
it was great. It was
Loved
hilarious.
That. Really funny.
And I thought you had to be in your underwear, so I was like running around in my underwear talking to everyone, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're already part of the group," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why everyone's freaking out."
I didn't do that until obviously later on, but that's great,
Right.
man. I wish I did that.
The underpants quest.
The underpants quest, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones I've done so far. But these shrines so far that I've done, the ones that you can't find because they're underground, those shrines are mostly just go in and get the thing because the mission before it is acting like the puzzle that you do. And there's been some really cool ones. Like, did you do the one about finding they're called like the water keys?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because at first I'm like, what do I gotta do here? And then I looked at like what was going on in that area, and I was like, is this what I gotta do? And I tried that. I was like, that's a really cool idea. So just little stuff. The little things that they do aren't like all straightforward like Zelda things. It's just there's little wrinkles. Some of them are
Yeah.
just exploring a cave and you find it. Other ones there's some other superfluous stuff you got to do, and it's cool.
It really is so cool. And I was when I did, because I have all 120 shrines as well. So I think
You
there's
found the last one.
I found them. Yes. It was actually real easy because I was looking at the light routes and then just switching back and forth between the maps. So it was
That's
easier
what
than
I've
I
been
thought
doing.
it would
But
be.
what if you missed a light route and
Well,
you
he
can't
knows
find
he
the
didn't.
shrine?
I didn't
Oh, right,
because
'cause you got the
I
stone
had
or
just gotten all the light
So I've
routes,
been I've been flipping between the depths map and the Hyrule map and placing stars for all the shrines that I've missed and then
Nice.
just going around.
You remember I told you that one thing. I was looking at my maps for something to see like where it was before I was made aware that about the whole shrine things. And I was walking around I was walking in through the depths looking at my map. And I was walking for a while and then I was like, "Oh my god."
You were on the
I was on the
different-
overworld
Yeah,
map,
I've done
walking
that.
around as if I knew what I was doing, and I was in like a whole dark area of the depths, not knowing where I was.
Well, I've used the depths, or I've used Hyrule's map in the
the deep.
depths to get around things. Because, like, whatever is a high mountain in Hyrule will be a depth in the depths or reverse of that. So
Really?
It's
Yeah.
all it's the entire it's like
it's an
mirrored
inversion
world.
of the
It's pretty
map.
cool.
Yeah. So, like, if there's like a
It's
giant,
crazy.
if there's like a giant pit of water in Hyrule, I know in the depths it'll be a massive mountain that I can't go around. So I'll use, when I was lighting up the depths, I would use the Hyrule map to know where to walk around because I'm like, I know I can't fly over that. Up is down, down is up.
If it's a huge pit in Hyrule,
If it's a body of water in Hyrule,
it's a big mountain.
It'll
it's
be
a
a mountain
huge
under
mountain
the
that you
ground.
can't climb over in the depths.
So what is that mountain? The top of that mountain is
You can't get to the top of it.
holding
It's like,
up. No, but I'm just like, is logic not a thing? Should I not think about this? Because if it was,
Well, you could say the bottom of the riverbed.
the
It's
bottom of the
top of
riverbed
it.
would be the top of the mountain in the depths.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
okay.
could say that if that's the way you want to look at it.
like it's holding up the water or something.
Yeah.
It seems like, if it's like a deep body of water,
It's
then
a deep
gotta be
body of water that's
deeper.
held up by a giant mountain.
And the ceiling down there's got to be lower. Hello, I don't know. Yeah,
no,
you're
it's
right.
it's really
Yeah.
high. But anyway, yes, because then I would know, all right, there's no way to get through this. I have to go around it. And then I'd use the Hyrule map to just walk around the mountain or to walk around the water because it's a mountain in the depths. And that way it made it quicker to get to some of the things. Because I was like, I can't find, back when I didn't know the two correlated, I was like, how do I get to the light seed? It's got to be around here. Oh, I can just walk around this thing. So I followed that map and found the seed, blah, 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 blah. But yeah. That's what I've been doing. So that's all I've been doing is depths and other shrines, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I mentioned I did the first, I guess, story bit last week, and
There's
then
a story in this game.
I was going to do another one this week at my own pace, and I was messing around a couple of days after the podcast last week, and I managed to, in the depths, like come across like a main story mission that I didn't realize I was doing. So I did like another main story mission, and I didn't do the main story mission that I was going to do that week. So then I was like, well, now I can't rush it. I don't want to do any more story missions. And then today I got to the point where I was like, because I don't have any more like side missions or anything like that at the moment. So I was like, let me just, let me do it. And I was a little nervous because I was like, I loved the shrines so much. It was the same with the Breath of the Wild. The shrines were like my favorite part, and they're so fun, and they use all like the skills that you have in creative ways. And I was like, man, now that those are done, I don't know if this story is going to hold up. And like the story missions without spoilers are really, really fun and interesting. And there's like interesting things that you can't
I'm
do
sure
now.
there will be, yeah.
When you're not playing the story. So it's almost like part of me was like, man, some of these things would be handy if I started the story earlier. But it's cool that there's still stuff to look forward to outside, not just the story itself, but the missions that go with the story are going to be fun.
When I was in the depths, I found something where the music changed and like there was something going on. I was like, this isn't a regular depths thing. And I saw something and I was like, I want to know what this is, but I don't want to get too close because I think I'm going to trigger something. So I like walked around it and I put a stamp on my map just in case. But I'm like, I have a feeling I'm going to end up back
But
here.
you said even that you fought like some bigger monsters down there, which I kind of
the frogs are all over the place.
Well, the frogs are not that big.
No,
though.
those are little frogs.
Those are little frogs.
There's
massive frogs.
mommy
Right,
frogs.
okay. Yeah, I haven't come across them, but like the big ones. But like somebody down in the depths was like, "Yo, there's a big coliseum, and there's similar one, and
I did
hear
a
sounds, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to go around that.
Where are the big
I don't need to
one-eyed
deal with
guys?
this. Cyclops.
Oh, Hinox.
I fought one of those in a coliseum in the depths. I fought a frogs. I fought
I fought them
there's
outside.
stone taluses all over the place that I fought down there too.
Wow.
And they got some Lionels down there.
Lionels are down there. I did not fight them. I only saw the Lionel once, and it was early on. I was like, I'm no way ready for this.
I think there's like a behind the scenes leveling up system that I think has to do with how many enemies you kill.
We posted something about it on the site. I didn't write the story; somebody else did, so I didn't look into it yet. But I think you're right.
Well, you just automatically get stronger, kind of.
No, they'll give you more different enemies to fight. Like you'll get stronger enemies that drop better things the more enemies you've killed. So like you're not going to see any tough enemies until you've played longer and have killed a lot of enemies. And it's the same. I don't know if this is true, but I read that you know how when you're in the depths and there'll be like a statue holding like a weapon that you can pick up.
I know where you're going with this.
Oh my
this
God.
is awesome.
So the weapons only appear down there if you've used them and broke them.
They're ones you've broken and they come back stronger in the depths.
So what you should do is every single weapon you pick up without
The 8-bit
fusing
Lego
something
says I
to
wrote it.
Destroy it.
Oh, there you go. 8-bit
like,
Lego.
destroy it, and then it will eventually show up down below, and it will be clean, not like gloomed.
Yeah,
which
it'll
those
have
are-
some bonus attached to it more often than not. It'll have like a.
Those are all your weapons.
They are weapons you
leveled
broke.
up.
Yes, because I keep and when that clicked for me, I was like, of course,
because there's
I
only
thought
they're
you were
like
about to
fallen
say-
heroes and they're holding the weapon. I was like, this makes perfect sense.
I thought you were gonna say that those fallen heroes are where you died on the overworld, but
that
I
would be
don't
really
think so,
cool.
no.
There'd be so many dead.
Yeah.
dead
But there is
soldiers.
a weapon I had that broke, and I was like, oh, I really
45
like
in this
that.
one area.
I really like that weapon, and then I found that exact weapon as soon as I went in the depths, but with like an attack bonus on it or something. So I was like, oh, that's great.
I have to start doing that because it's like right now I just got like the junkiest things down there because I didn't even know it was a.
And almost about 50% of my weapons just have a rock on it because I don't know how to fuse anything else.
I fuse
those horns, monster horns,
yeah.
man. Any
horns.
monster
I've been
horn.
fusing the fire scales off that dragon.
You know what I
in
like?
the air.
I was thinking about this today at work. I like taking a sword and putting a Zonai cannon on it.
I have done that.
And that's what so I hang on to that, and then when I come across like a wall of rock that needs to get broken and stuff, instead of like wasting bomb flowers or whatever,
Oh, that's
I
pretty
just
good.
Boom, 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 boom.
I like taking
pretty
the
good.
magic rod and putting the ice
Hey now,
thing on
whoa,
it,
family show.
and then
Wow.
just freezing enemies and pushing them off mountains. That's it. Just like bump into them and they slide down the bottom. Just leave them there.
I'm obsessed with collecting stuff, so that would annoy me.
Yeah.
I hate when I kill a guy and he
And
like
he-
falls
Oh,
off a
I
cliff.
mean,
like,
I'm talking about like bokoblins, low-level bokoblins
Right.
that don't have anything I'm going to use anymore. If he's got like a backpack on with like the fire things in them or whatever, I'm not going to do that because I want to get those. But just like a bokoblin crap bow and arrow guy or something, I'm like, you're out of here.
I've stopped. I know this isn't your thing, but I've stopped using Zoniate to buy those crystals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saving up all my Zoniate to just like make stuff on a whim, and it's so much more fun. Like I was like obsessed with like making sure I had the part in the little bubble and you pick it,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? I've got so much Zoniate and I'm not going to spend it anymore. So I just started like making stuff with it, and it's brilliant. It's so much better.
If I'm going to make anything, if I don't have something in a bubble, I'll just take a quick trip to whatever gotcha machine I found on the island that has what I need, and I'll buy a couple
Well,
more.
I don't
that
want to keep
works
track
too.
of that. Like
It's on the map. You just go to you look at them. It tells you what each one spits
Yeah,
out.
when you put your cursor over it, it
What
shows
does
you.
this game not have?
Yeah, so any gotcha machine you've gone to, if you highlight it on the map, like you said, it gives you a run out of everything you'll get from that machine.
Did you see the I saw it was a TikTok, I think, where they're like something about the physics of the game, and they put in so many crystals or whatever that they got like thousands of balls, but they got so many out of it that it's stuck in the hole and they have to shoot arrows
I
to
saw
like
that guy doing
unwedge
it.
it, and then it just keeps like dumping out.
I saw somebody doing real life physics tests in the game to see if things work in the game as they would in real life, and it's fascinating because so far everything has like the balancer thing on the edge, and like
there's the one
swinging balls.
they make a box and they like move it behind an NPC, and then like they move it forward and they trap the person in the box, and then they close it and like turn it on its edge or something, and it just flies away.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So I guess this week I'll find the rest of the shrines, and then I guess the story.
Did you
for
know
me.
that there's a shrine in Legend of Zelda that pays homage to an older game?
Oh, really? Don't
Yeah.
spoil. I'll find out what game it is on my own. Hope maybe even 2 games.
Spoiler alert! It pays tribute to Zelda.
And I also played Fortnite, but you know what it is. And that new season.
Last night.
Yeah.
I couldn't fall asleep last night. And
I
I was like tossing and turning, and I don't know what time it was. And I heard you like yelling. And I was like, it startled me because it's been a while since I've heard that,
It's
because
been
you
a
hadn't
while.
been playing a ton of Fortnite.
I've been playing
then I was
almost
like-
every night. You're just out. You were awake last night.
I guess.
It startled you because I was having fun.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not mad.
Yeah, no. But the new season is out today, and I'm very excited for that. The Wild season. So there's new map parts and all that. So I'm excited.
Also,
to play.
sorry to take it back. You mentioned Wonder Years a while back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It never occurred to me that was like it's shot like I don't know. I guess we had a lot of these shows that it's not a sitcom as much as it is like every episode's like a film. Like it's shot cinematically.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of shows like that, I guess, growing up that
Yeah.
that weren't like sitcom-y and stuff. I just know
Yeah,
everybody
Hill Street
talks about,
Blues
like,
and
they-
Law and Order.
Yeah, what is that
and-
called?
Or not Law
Versus
and
a sitcom?
NYPD Blue.
Order. No, but yes,
Serials or something? Or...
L.A. Law.
No. I don't know.
I don't know. Daniel Stern should do more voice work. That's all I got to say.
I'm sure he would like to do more voice work as well. So, all right, that's it. Let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Do you have a
What?
new segment this week?
We might. I saw a couple in there. I didn't read them. Goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about
Where?
Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Rosemary the Farmer says, Aloha. Question for everyone. What is your favorite soundboard clip? What sound do you think is underrated or underused? Side note, I think Josh Grobot needs a giggle. Poor kid can't join in on the fun. I don't know that I've ever heard
He's not
Josh
that
laugh.
Happy. Show joy.
That's none of your business.
Well, there you go. What is your favorite soundboard clip?
Man, it's tough. I like a lot of them. I like Dark Metamorphosis. I like Do I Have 2B?
Yes, that's great. We just don't really ever have a chance to play it. I like the Roger No.
I was gonna say that, but
I love that one.
there's other ones that I know I love. I can't.
Would be
remember
great to
that.
hear them all right now. But that's not possible.
All of them?
That's not possible.
No.
There we go.
Where's Dark Metamorphosis?
I also like
from?
the Castlevania. I also like the Krish That Is Not Correct. I love that one.
Dark Metamorphosis!
There you go.
Can't think.
What sound do you think is underrated or underused? All of them. Do I have 2B?
Do I have 2B?
I love Do I Have 2B?
Man, underrated or
That is not correct.
there we go. I don't know. I'd have to look at them again. What? What are you looking at me for?
No, just I'm listening.
Wow.
really like
you know what's underused? Dad grown.
Hmm.
Definitely always need more of that. That's lost all meaning to me because I know it was from a Parents Play, but I don't remember what it was related to, and now
Do you
that's
know
all
what
this
one
is.
I also really like?
Beep beep. Yep. Beep, beep. There you go. It's a nice one. That's our picks, Rosemary the Farmer. Thanks for asking. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you could join the Patreon
For $1.
For $1? Autumnal Blake did. Oh, thank you. 8-Bit Lego says they think it was the Monkey Ball episode where my dad groaned like that. He loves I. Big fan of I. Autumnal Blake says, hello.
Oh yeah, wait. That's one I don't get to do very often because it just doesn't.
Natalia, the sluice!
That's a good one.
Yeah, someone
Definitely
said any
underused.
Barry Burton one works, and I
And-
agree.
Perhaps that was the most important part.
Well, my favorite.
Ooh, that's a great one
Great one.
too.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Autumnal Blake says, hello. I've been learning Italian lately and really loving it. Have you guys tried learning any languages? What languages would you like to try? I mean, I'd love to know all the languages. That'd be great, but I'm not going anywhere, and I don't really want to. It's not like one where I'm like, I can't wait to try that. I guess it would be helpful for me for work purposes, for learning Japanese. That would be great, but I'm not really a worldly man as far as travel aspirations go. But if I could, sure, I'd like to know them all.
In college, I took Italian classes, and I think I got to like level 3 maybe or something, but
I'm a level 3 Italian.
I never practiced it, and I never really retained it, and I had a hard time learning it in the first place. And my father was born in Italy, and so his Italian is a dialect from that area, and so like, whatever. There was always opinions and always comments about how I was saying things wrong, even though I'm the one in the class learning it. And
Hi, Super Sanchez.
and so like my self-consciousness just really hit hard. And a lot of these things that there's an inflection in the way that you say it, and so it might kind of seem silly or something, or like you're play acting when you're trying to speak the language. And so I always just felt like I was a fraud, or like just whatever. Like I just felt silly, and I always felt that like if I ever had to speak to somebody, I would be ridiculed. So I never really followed through.
Well, if we've learned anything from Rick Steves,
I was thinking the same thing. Go ahead.
I mean, instead of picture, you might say
Photo.
instead of bathroom, you could
Toilet?
try.
You just use the words that the people would understand. That's just
And
like
you
Rick
say
said.
it
Photo.
in a very funny way.
Toilet. 8-Bit Lego says this game is coming out soon. It lets you learn Japanese while gaming. It's called Shashingo. Learn Japanese with photography. I'm very excited. I backed one of the highest Patreon tiers. I also just am studying Japanese in school, so it's a good study method. Court Jester, I've known him since before he didn't know any Japanese at all, and now he lives in Japan and speaks in Japanese all the time.
And has Japanese children.
He has Japanese children. That's what happens when you learn the language. You have their children. Backseat Studio. Speaking of soundboard, that's a great one. Who do you think you are? I am. That's a great one. That is also underused. We'll hear it in a second.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Less than a second. That was on. Mom Brain is on it.
Why did that sound so low quality? Is that? Play it again. Oh, is that
Just a
one?
moment.
Oh.
Play it again. It might have been.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah, it made a big
Yeah,
difference.
that's
That's funny. So yeah, I'd go Japanese. Do Mom Brain any language in particular you want to check out? Or wish you knew?
I tried learning French a few years ago now. I spent a good amount of time on it, and I was decent at it. I was told I had pretty good pronunciation and things like that. I just didn't stick with it. And
Really
it's a
nailed
bummer.
the kissing part, though.
Oh,
Oh.
he practiced that like none other anybody could get in front of.
That's right.
And I've only practiced their bread. Mom
And
Brain?
their fries.
And their fries. Yes, of
Mm.
course. Micro Magic. Thank you.
And their toast.
Their toast. Their
Crullers.
their mustard.
No, that's French's, sweetheart. But okay.
Just trying to stick with a theme.
Nice.
Come on.
French fries.
Mm-hmm.
French dressing.
They're curls.
They're dressing.
French curls are a thing, right?
No.
They're doors?
Sure.
That's one,
Dressing,
right?
They're
Blood
French.
Ocean
I heard
07
dressing.
says Blood Ocean 07 says they're braids.
They're braids. There you go.
There you go.
They're revolutions. There you go. Do you have a language, Mom Brain, that you want to learn or wish you knew?
I would like to know American Sign Language, not like spoken sign, like actual sign language.
Okay.
I'll tell you American Sign Language.
Oh,
I had to
forget
cover it
about
up for the video, but it was the middle
Thank
finger.
you.
Mm.
All right. So normally we would do
That's not-
music. We are going to do
That's
music.
global, though. That's not.
I
just
said I would look at the
We are doing
music
music?
to see if there were enough songs to go to 10. I'm not convinced. I got to be honest. There's like 270 emails in there, but I know
But
those
only
emails.
9 of them have music.
I know those emails have multiple songs in them as well, so it's not like there's 270 songs. There's more than 270 songs.
Somebody just beef.
But
Yeah, been beefing all night. All I've been
I don't
eating is
know.
vegetables.
I don't know.
It's funny that it like eating vegetables causes me to beef.
There you go.
But They
Um,
ferment. That's what causes it.
I,
I'm sorry.
Mom Brain's losing it. I'm on the fence, really. I'm on the fence, really. I don't know that we'll do 10 this week. I think we need. If you guys could give me one more week where I jump in there. If you guys can get the emails over 300 by this next episode, then we'll go to 10. We'll go to 10 a week. I promise you. All I need is the emails to be over 300. We're at 270 something. So in between now and next show, if it's at 300, you have my
Can
word.
you please just take a second? We're having a laugh here.
I'm letting her get her calm down. Yeah.
I had one.
I have one.
A couple days ago.
Oh boy, and it's still just as good, I guess. Mom Brain had one a few days ago. She was laughing. That's all that we've learned so far.
A beef?
She's laughing too hard to say it right now.
It was because my job is so crazy.
Oh, that wasn't a joke. Mom Brain
No, but
just lost. She was sitting in my office on the couch, like eating and talking, and she just started laughing uncontrollably hard, screaming, "I hate my effing job." That's what and she couldn't stop. And every time she said it, she would laugh more. So I was like, "I think you're a little overtired." And she's like, "I am."
But then you were like, but you don't really hate your job. and then it turned into
I know.
Then it turned into my job is so effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I was there. I remember.
Beefing all night.
So last week I asked you guys if you had some to send over very generic descriptions of games to try and get us to guess what game you are describing, like a 1 or 2 sentence description of a game. I saw that there were a couple in there. You want to do one of them, Ombre? I'll just do one.
I'm sorry. What was that? I'm in the Discord, so
I'll wait.
okay. Now tell me.
Last week I asked if people had 1 or 2 lines to describe a game, and we had to guess what the game was. Just do one of them.
Okay.
Say who it's from and all that.
I mean, the first
This
one
is
I
new
saw
segment, cool.
is the newest one, which I feel bad about because it's an older one.
I only think there's a couple in there.
Okay. So this dumb game description submission, and it's from Guy Bones, who gave us several.
All right. Well, then let's just do 2.
So choose whichever you like or that time allows for. The descriptions.
We're looking for the new segment, Cool Music here. We got a request.
Oh, oh no.
Nintendo podcast. New segment. Cool.
Here you go.
New segment. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. How about woman overthrows federal agency to solve some sibling drama?
And what do we say to this with
what the game is?
the title or like the actual game?
The game. Just
What's
the game. Woman overthrows federal agency.
It's the game. It's fun.
Control?
Yep.
I was gonna say,
There
but
we
I didn't play the
Nice.
game.
Control, baby. 1 for 1.
Uh,
A Young and Restless
Exactly.
main actor right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Young and the Restless main storyline right there.
No, but this actor is
Um,
in a main storyline. I got to interview that lady.
video game
Susan Lucci.
Courtney Hope, I believe is her name. Video game celebrities come together to see who is the best at King of the Hill.
Smash Brothers?
Yes.
How many more are there in there?
3.
1 more. This is fun.
Local residents' slice of cake goes missing, so they proceed to eat everyone and everything in sight.
It's got to be a Kirby game.
Yeah.
I don't know what one. Kirby's Return to Dreamland?
Well, Guybone says Squeak Squad, and then
Oh.
in parentheses, probably most Kirby games. To be
Yeah,
fair.
he's
But
in
there's
the
only a
beginning of
couple
most
more.
games.
So why not?
All right, go ahead.
Blue collar worker travels the globe to break up a wedding.
Oh, a Super Mario Odyssey.
That's correct. And the last one. Devil Spawn beats up his associates and family to get a chance to talk with his mom.
Hades.
Yes.
There you go. Wow, we got them all. Great questions.
descriptions,
Stuart.
yeah.
Great descriptions. Yeah,
Yeah.
those were really good. That was fun. I like that.
Yeah,
Send in
man.
more. Thanks, Guy Bones. We appreciate it.
want some more.
All right, now let's do music. We're just doing 6, just 6. Like I said, get it over 300. Get it to 300 next week, and my word is my bond. We'll do 10.
Yeah. Yeah, and then next week when it hits 300, he's gonna say, "Make it 500."
Not even close.
music.
500 DPI.
You want to hear it? Oh. Giant Reggie says new segment fun. If Giant Reggie likes it, then we're good. I forgot to tell you, and I meant to say this.
Next show.
Go ahead.
Next show. I'll wait until after this segment because you're going to have something to say about it.
This one comes from Jess
That's his
I.
name. Oh.
Is that DS?
It's not.
GBA?
No.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
It's a military something.
Mm-mm.
Racing?
Yeah.
Rock and roll racing.
No. The quote on the box says high-speed 2-player competition.
Sure, 8-bit Lego. Go ahead. Now I'm flipping my phone over so I can't see. Say that again, Mombry.
High-speed 2-player competition.
Uniracers.
Yep.
There you go, baby. I would have got there. Made by the people who now make Grand Theft Auto.
Holy
What a-
cow.
What a change.
really?
Yeah, I forget what they were called back then, but it was made by what original
Take
or what
Two or
eventually
something?
became Rockstar. No, not even that. You'd have to look it up. But it was the GTA developers.
Take-Two. Were they
Go,
Rockstar
go.
at some point?
I don't know.
Take-Two's the publisher. Rockstar's the developer.
No. That's a good publishing angle. Take two. Why buy one when you could take two?
Yes.
So they made their money. So they made their hundreds.
Yes.
All right. So this next song comes from Genetic Repo Man.
DMA Design. That's the Uniracers company. There you go.
TNC Surf Design?
That's right. Oh, hi, Piper.
Is this Code Veronica?
It is.
Hey, nice
Ah,
job.
and you
Nice
guys were just
job.
talking about
Oh,
that.
yes, we were.
We're already better than last week. This is good. What?
I'll never forget this. This is when you see the footage of the two twins as kids. It's like creepy footage, and they pull the wings off a dragonfly and stare at it and then stare at each other.
I forgot about those freaks. Yeah, you're right. I remember watching that when the game came out. Like, what are these two weirdos?
Yeah,
What is this about?
It was pretty cool.
All right.
Everything all right here?
The next one comes from our friend Nintendo, who's at happy hour right now, or he would be listening.
Well, I hope you're happy.
Ooh. Here comes. Oh,
Work
no,
goes
that's an
smooth.
ad. Give me a hot minute.
We need to get you my login so we're not doing this ad stuff.
I mean, it's vamp, guys. Come on.
We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm
That's
vamped
not my
out.
fault.
Did you hear that Jack Black?
We heard about Jacques Noir.
This has to be a Mega Man related game.
Yeah.
All right, this sound is GBA.
Yeah.
GBA, Mega Man. Okay, what do we got here? We got
Mega Man X.
Battle Network or
Yep.
something? There you go.
Battle Network 2, but you know.
I got there.
Okay, so Jack Black
Could eat no fat?
not only signed a trilogy deal, a 3-movie deal with Illumination and Nintendo, but also signed a 3-movie deal to play Ganondorf.
This one
in
comes from Jet
Zelda.
Jaguar.
Focus all attacks.
Ooh, we know this.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
Well, Ganon plays the piano in Ocarina of Time, or Ganondorf does, so perfect. I remember getting that game and playing it at my neighbor's house and beating it one afternoon while her and her boyfriend sat on the bed behind me and made out. And I was like, you guys so stupid, kissing each other. I'm playing Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Remember thinking
I
that
bet-
vividly. Like, I'm sure that's fun, but like, look at this level.
That's so awkward.
You were more aroused than he was, perhaps, because you were so excited.
Probably.
I remember playing the Mark of Cree when my brother was making out with his
Oh,
girlfriend
this
back
is a
in the
shared
day.
experience.
It was awkward. They were, I guess, wrestling. I don't know. I didn't turn my head, and then I heard him go, "Oh, I saw something red." And then for years I've never asked him about it. I thought the red might have been like underwear, like maybe she was wearing red underwear, but I don't know what the red thing could have been. You know,
I can't believe you haven't asked. I want to know this more
don't
now
have
than
that
anything
kind of
ever.
we don't have that kind of a relationship. There's a 6-year difference too.
It's a text. Send him a text.
Did you have a dog at the time?
You have a baboon.
Was she menstruating?
Not that I know of.
Was
Not
it
that I know of.
Margaret Creed's got blood?
He was uncomfortable to ask his brother what the red thing was, but he had no problem asking her if she was menstruating.
Well, here's the thing. He's not going to remember because I remember, and this is going to be a gross story, but I'm just going to say it. I remember him one day. This is when we were both young kids. He's like, "Dude, Michaels, come to the bathroom quickly. Look at this." And I run to the bathroom. Inside the toilet was a big long piece of poop. It was, I swear to God, half brown, half fluorescent orange.
Wow.
It was like it was like these two colors here, and it was one long piece, and it looked like
But was it like a sub roll?
Let him tell the
yes,
story.
it looked like man-made, and I mean, not you know what
handcrafted.
it looked handcrafted because like you couldn't have done that. Like you couldn't have done that. First of all, no one poops fluorescent orange anything, so that was weird. But it was like one poop, two colors, right perfectly in the middle. He does not remember that, and I was like, I would never forget something that amazing coming out of my body. So I don't know. Maybe he puts more stock in like old girlfriend stories than old poop stories, but not me.
Maybe what he saw red was another log of poop.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
not
trying
even
to tie them together.
participating in this.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. This one comes from Rosemary the Farmer.
I saw it. I don't know why I'm
What system?
Cube.
DDR Mario Mix.
Yeah. You got it.
Thank you.
I'm not keeping track of how many. Are you?
One more.
6 out of 9.
Probably two more.
Okay. This song comes to us from Matthew.
Focus
It's coming.
on
It's
tabs.
coming. It's coming. First, we have some ads.
Oh, mom brain.
It's not my fault.
This is familiar.
I played it.
Oh, that's What system are we here?
64.
Man, this is a cool song for the 64.
This isn't first party, right?
It is.
Is it Majora's Mask? Is it
No.
Ocarina of Time?
No.
This is first party. But it's pretty bad for first party. First party, I've played it. I do recognize it. Not Mario.
Mario.
It is Mario? Mario Party?
No.
Mario Golf?
No.
Man, it's a Mario on the N64. It shouldn't be this hard. Oh, Paper Mario.
Yes.
There we go. Got there.
On what system?
N64.
Yeah, we got room
Very
for another.
cool.
Yeah.
One more. That's it.
Oh,
I'm not going to be here for a while. Let me not get this one.
How about
Dead air.
how about
Dead
this
air.
one from our friend Wired?
You know, we had a perfect string going here, and
You
we're gonna
beefing?
ruin it.
I'm liking it.
What system? I got no clue what this
Switch.
is. It's over. Our streak is over.
And the sound of the music, though, is like somebody else has got streaks just starting, you know?
It's not first party. Any guesses here? Damn it. We should have
Is it
stopped.
something we would know?
I don't
Or is
think
it like
so,
really
but I'm not.
obscure? Oh, you just went so deep with this
I
one.
don't know it.
Yeah, she looked for one to screw us over.
I didn't.
We don't know. Go ahead.
It's Baba Is You.
Oh, you would know that.
Award-winning game. I have not played
Oh, you
it.
didn't play that?
Nope. I'm very familiar with it, though. I can see the font and the logo and the graphics and all that. I haven't played it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's cheap.
Baba.
Or it's
Well-
it's a U.
6 out of 9. What are you gonna do? Before we get to and we close out the show, Mom Brain, I just want to make sure you heard this. Aegis CWA members and industry supporters recently came together to celebrate our unionization at CWA Local 9510. We can't wait to vote in our election on June 16th, negotiate our first contract, and make Sega of America a workplace we can all be proud of. This was shared by none other than Bernie Sanders. Says, congratulations to more than 200 workers at Sega who are coming together to fight for better pay, fair benefits, and dignity at work. There you go.
You like your weekends?
you're-
Thank the unions.
You're a union person. You're a fan of unions.
I sure am.
And now you got I got Bernie Sanders talk about Sega. There you go. I am gonna pee so bad. You got something for us?
Yes, I do. This just came across my desk. Do's Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Do Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. A lot of talk about Nintendo movies flying about. We got trilogies. We got Zelda talk. But now we finally know what the new movie really is going to be. Nintendo's working with Illumination to bring Gyromite to the big screen. Just like everybody was hoping, Chris Pratt's going to be playing Professor Hector, and his father-in-law in real life, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is going to play Rob the Robot.
Oh, sorry, Josh. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Josh was up for the role, they said,
Doesn't
but
anyone care what you think?
but there is a rumor going around Hollywood that Rob was just brought in to audition so that Arnold's price would go down.
Oh,
A
man.
big
So
blow
that's
to my
what-
fans.
You know, I mean, they wheel and deal in Hollywood, Josh. I wouldn't take it too hard. The right role is going to come your way. Arnold just wanted to go back. He had fond memories of playing the Terminator, and he wanted to go back to a robot type role.
That
Is what
Just
we've
have
heard.
to wait
That is
and
great.
see. Shout
Uh,
out to my bros.
You'll always be my Gyromite, Josh. We're gonna end it with the amazing Gyromite song. One of the best. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Maybe this should be our end song. Oh, this song's so good.
Ooh, yeah, look at Giant Ray.
That is a good one.
It's a real winner. It's a bop.
And it's so classic, too. What did they have, like 3 sounds to work with?
And the part that's coming up is the best because they really strut their stuff with it. Yeah, there you go, Blood Ocean. Oh, so good. Ba-da-ba-boom. Great song. Great song. Booda-bap, booda-bap. All right, that's that. Thanks to everybody for joining us for this weekend show. I appreciate it. Like I said, got to cover E3, not E3 stuff, so I'm just busy tomorrow. I apologize.
Beefing out there.
Nikki Hill, thanks for surprise joining us. That was
Hey,
great.
Glad I can make it.
Me too. Anybody got anything they want to say, or are we good here?
Yeah, I guess I'm good.
Goodbye, everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Dude's butt's been talking.
he's got to go. I've got to go too because I'm gonna
No,
pee myself.
he's got to
gotta
go.
go
No, he has to leave. He cannot
not.
stay in this house anymore, beefing the way he's beefing.
Or
Well,
we gonna be beefing.
Beefing the way he
since
do.
it's early and it's not possible next show, happy early birthday to Michaels on the 12th, June 12th, and Nintendo as well. Happy early birthday, Nintendo.
Hope
Same
you
day.
get a nice
Happy early birthday, Grimace.
Oh,
fluorescent orange.
Grimace's birthday, June 12th. Go to McDonald's, get the
Oh, yeah,
purple
Grimace.
berry milkshake.
Is it Barry?
June
It's the
12th.
purple berry, yes.
we don't know.
Oh,
Do we?
ice cream
We don't know
machine's
what.
down.
What flavor it is?
It's berry.
It is.
Berry. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Very.
Play some games, hang out with friends and family, rest, relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
This is a really good one.
All right.